All right, we are live, we are set, we are ready and rolling.
Yay!
All right, I will lower my mic just a tad, so this way I can get everything. Hello, and welcome back, friends, players, and anyone else who's watching this. Welcome to the Arcadian tabletop stream, the Arcadian tabletop using the Fate Core system. We are back with our second, streamed adventure for you all to wonderfully enjoy. Hopefully you enjoyed our last one. This one might be a little more lax, but depends on what our wonderful crew who adventured onto a ghost train that was flying through the skies of Arcadia. What happens next with our adventurers? They were able to go through each of the different carriages, find some potential secrets, some lost relics to time, and explore some own mental discomforts, let's say. Finally finding a Sylvialite, someone of the lost ancient civilization, and making their way to the very end, the front end of the train, to which they encountered a adamant slime that was working to preserve the train's inner workings, to keep it rolling, to keep it motioned. They were able to subdue the ghostly conductor as well as its creature, and bring a halt to some of the machinations of the train. It's still keeping aloft, still keeping in the skies, and what next is up for our adventurers to discover. So, welcome and join us on an adventure. The cast, if you would like to really quickly introduce yourself once again to our stream, by all means, we'll go in the order of Mordecai, Gareth, Delashi, and Vrost. State your name, state your character, state who you are if you'd like for the stream.
Hello, Dylan here. I will be playing Mordecai Tarak, son of the Sands, son of Nasir. Benevolent engineer, used to be a hunter, now kind of converted into a almost biomedical engineer. Like, he likes tinkering with prosthetics, seeing as how he has two of his legs are basically automail. And yeah, he likes to act first, think later. On most occasions, he likes to surprise people every now and then, and we'll see what tonight does for him.
Gareth, if you'd like to be so kind next.
Hello, I am playing Gareth. He is a very stoic, quiet type, kind of shoot first, ask questions later type of character. He has a little bit of backstory that, maybe we'll find out, maybe we won't. But, yeah, just think Oren.
Delashi.
I'm playing Delashi. Delashi is like kind of an unknown of the group, trying to find his way and find his father. Sometimes he can be very impulsive, and sometimes he thinks things through, but he always finds his way somehow. He uses magic. He's not very versed in it just yet, but yeah, and he also uses a whip that was passed down to him. So yeah.
Oof. Give me 1 second. I had something set for you all. And so this way, now with this stream, Vrost, you're up next. Sorry, I'll explain myself in a second.
You're all good. Darker here. So I'm running a fan Vrost, a gunslinger who is... He's on the young side. He's a little bit reckless. He's kind of like, I'm gonna shoot first, ask questions later. Hey, that's a cool thing. I'm gonna go do the thing. We always have that one impulsive friend who wants to do the crazy ideas. That's Farron in a nutshell.
Aptly said.
Realizing that so much of our group is just impulsive.
I mean, when you grow up in the situation that you did, where you deal with a bunch of back alley deals and shady characters, it works to shoot first and ask questions later.
Oh, indeed.
No, that's what I love about it. Like, it makes sense. We're all like different flavors of impulsive.
Oh,
So-
that makes a big bag of impulsive. Which impulsive are we gonna be today?
Oh,
We're not going to plan that ahead. That would defeat the purpose.
Which impulsive indeed. All right, and now I actually have all your icons on the screen. So if you would either like to keep it with your icons that are on Roll20, or if you would like to show your faces for our lovely guests or for those who are watching, by all means, it is dealer's choice on that one.
I'm gonna just leave it my icon.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. And
Oh,
I have a
last.
choice.
look.
I don't have a camera.
Mm.
Hey, Genghis.
Hey, Chingonius. Alright, last thing for me to adjust.
I could put a camera up, but not today.
No, I'm not gonna turn on the camera.
And there we go. I'm making sure our wonderful setup is looking pretty nice, solid, and snazzy. Doing little updates here on the fly, making things work out.
Chingonius is coming at KT like,
Hey, Nomi. Hey, team. Hey, Chingonius. Hello, all our friends. Thank you for
Hello.
joining us. Alright, so let's get this campaign rolling. So, successful. You've stopped the conductor, and now from what you can aptly tell, it seems that his slimes that are now separated seem to be working the controls in his place. He is no longer there, and while they somewhat seem lost, it seems that they're willing to just keep doing their duties regardless. Going to get rid of that, and there we go. What is your group doing?
so the last thing we saw was
The last thing that you saw was Eris talking with the conductor, and then him realizing a bit of his existence currently. It was seeing the kind of state he was in and kind of leaving off with a smile and just fading out. Wisps still flooding the area here and there, some around specific controls and certain motions. You notice that towards the front of the cart, there are still moonstones in place to keep the technology running. And as you see too, the two guardians that were there, or the one guardian that split into two, are now also working the controls.
and they're just up there. It seemed like they're not minding us too much.
They are not minding you now. There was a call to action for them before, but now it seems like they are focused on the duty of the train.
One more question, just to set the tone for me. The rightmost, the foremost, if we're going ship orientation, sections were successfully taken apart, whereas the aftmost were destroyed in the fight. Talking about like the treasure chest, the consoles.
Yes. So, here's what things are. So, what's up? Oh, never mind. So this chest is one of the control panels and the portions of technology. Again, the two uppermost areas are both red moonstone technology, and the two lowermost boxes are purple moonstone technology. As far as what's destroyed and what remains, it seems like there's two that are taken apart successfully between you and Eris, Mordecai and Eris. There was one that was destroyed thanks to the efforts of Delashi, Vrost, and Gareth. And then one that is still fully intact and presumably still running.
Oh, okay. So we managed to end the encounter before that one had to be dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Currently, the state of the cart that you are in is current. It is not lost or ancient, refurbished. It is currently stuck in the current timeline of things.
So appropriately aged.
Yes, appropriately aged.
Okay.
It is in the present.
I'm resetting my brain to like process the differences. So okay.
I will now to better refer to it, if anyone's ever played Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, there's the present and then the past, and then how kind of things shift along that line in the Gerudo Desert. I know that's a big reference there for our wonderful Gareth.
Gareth, are you okay?
No.
Were you hit?
Triggered.
Much like in that game too, that was actually a good point of reference for this. There were stones that activated, there were time stones that activated the past and the present, to whether you would destroy them or you would activate them or deactivate them to get things from the past activating or things from the present to be fully realized and continue onward. But now everything currently seems to be stuck in the present, as far as the train itself and what is around you.
Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna, now that like the adrenaline's wearing off, I'm gonna lean into my spear a little bit, since I guess I'm mentally injured, mentally fatigued.
You are mentally fatigued, so if you click
Okay.
on your characters as well, everyone should have the appropriate marks. Vrost, you should have, well, you were healed, so you just have the 2 mental fatigue. And then you as well, Mordecai, you have 2 mental fatigue. And it was Gareth who has 1 physical and 1 mental stress, and Delashi is only sitting
I have 1 physical.
with 1 physical. Yes.
Yeah.
So your group has been thoroughly roughed up a little bit, and you feel it, but the danger has passed. You can presumably potentially patch things up or press on.
I'm gonna lean a little heavily on my spear like a walking stick, and put a hand up to my head and just double check everyone. Is everyone alright?
A little bit of headache, but I'll be fine.
I'm good, I suppose.
Delashi?
I'm fine.
All right.
Gareth.
Strong and well apt the group is.
Well, Faradin, Frost, I don't know which you prefer.
That's preferably.
Frost, then. How much of this would satisfy Baine? How much of this do we need to worry about taking apart and giving to him?
Well, if I had to take a guess, any sort of machinery that involves the crystals would be nice to have. Anything that might be lost tech as well. Or if possible, I'd say let's get this bad boy to clear out the cargo hold and give us a good amount of things to work with, but who knows? I'd say if Baine really wants it, deliver the whole train if possible.
If the 2 friends up there are still active, I'm not sure they would appreciate us moving the train, but we might be able to get away with salvaging some of the tech, but we should proceed carefully. If they get aggressive, we should back off. I do not wish to repeat that transgression.
Frost is very ambitious.
I point to my guns. Don't worry about them. We have these.
You see what your guns did during the fight? They went straight through them. What do you mean?
It stopped them for a moment, didn't it?
Oh my god.
What do you think, Captain?
We can take whatever we want back, as long as it won't kill us. You got me like eating a Cadbury egg. I'm sorry.
Gareth enjoying a bit of snacks and provisions from his side pocket.
Yes.
Cream. Nice.
What?
Cadbury cream egg. Nice.
Nice. Quick, someone get a sponsorship. There we go.
That means
Nice.
they are
Hashtag not
canonly
sponsored.
in this
Sponsor
universe
us.
now.
Hashtag finger guns.
You don't need a notice check for this one.
for once.
Eris is just going about observing each of the carts and the rooms, and is just walking around a bit while you all are conversing.
So, Eris, could you tell us more about what this was to you back in your time? Because it seems to be a mystery to us.
She's a little hesitant. Roll me empathy.
Well, time to bust out that one-eyed wink. Empathy and not for poor?
That is your choice. So you're using the one-eyed wink to instead roll rapport, correct? Not adding. Was it adding or
Gain +2 for interactions dealing with rapport, resources, empathy, or flirtatious provoke is the wording you told me.
Oh my god.
fantastic.
I haven't had to use that one yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Why, yes, please. Hey, that is awesome. All right, I will add those during the game. Hell yeah, my friend. Thank you, Vrost. Yes.
Oh, that's cute.
So roll me empathy, please, for that, and add your +2.
So
Ross is gonna get in and is like, why is he blinking?
Why is he blinking? What's going on? You just don't know Mordecai yet. It's okay. You'll get used to it.
All right.
What does
So
that simply blink in just their eye? It's body language.
you try to coerce and try to get some information from Eris, and Eris is just a little bit still shaken up from her endeavors and the whole experience, and especially after sending someone that she presumably knew to the afterlife. You find that she kind of in a half haze answers you. She mentions that this train was one of many service trains to just take passengers from one of the nations to another. Not all of the nations were friendly with each other, but with certain ceasefires and certain nations working together, there were opportunities to at least travel between them.
So it was treated as a neutral system?
Yes.
Interesting.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So passengers were allowed neutrality to travel on this train.
Interesting. That always didn't work.
That is what is mentioned.
Forgive me for prying. I'm leaving to your thoughts.
She goes and looks through each of the different carts.
After that little snippet, I'm gonna go and start making my way downtown, walking fast to the Red Moonstone bit, and start taking that apart.
You had already taken it apart, so with that one in particular, it's just a matter of transport.
Okay.
Alright.
You have a much larger size machine. You have a control panel that is also attached to its own embedded moonstone crystal.
Okay.
I would say it's roughly the size of your full arm in length, and then as wide as, I would say, 2 feet.
So basically, like a small crate. Like,
Yes.
I'm gonna have to like lug this thing. Okay.
It's the same for each of these other panels, except for one of them is destroyed. And then, as I said, too, the upper left corner is still intact.
Okay. Using my engineering background, is there any way I could attempt to deduce what specifically this is used for? All I knew it was that it helped run train, take apart. in the middle of combat. So.
You alone will not be able to decipher what this could have been used for.
Interesting. Okay, well, I'll gather my prize and just meander it back here. I guess we'll start a little pile toward the exit, and I'll be doing that while everyone else decides what they want to do.
Are you only taking the one?
Well, I imagine it's all I can comfortably carry unless I can stack them up on top of each other.
Roll me physique, and we'll see how many of them you can carry.
Now, before I roll this, is this me like saying, fuck it, let me try, or is this me taking a heft of this and going, is this a good idea or not to grab the second one?
It is you saying this will be what you are doing. So, if you would like to carry these, you can roll physique to see if you can carry them all, or maybe you can just carry 2. And then that will be what you are doing. And if you say, perhaps get into combat or any other situations, you will have to set these aside.
Get into combat, you say?
Fuck it.
Hmm.
Physique it is.
Would you like to spend a fate point, friend?
I would.
Alright then. Please spend a fate point. Give me what aspect you are using and explain how you are better prepared to carry these technological marvels.
Machine over man. It will be the aspect I proc, and as I'm stack the first one on top of the second one and begin to dig my fingers under and really lift and arch my back. My father's words echo in my head like, lift with your legs, son, not with your back.
And your legs are machine, good friend.
And they are. So I machine over man.
Alright, give me another roll then. You successfully use your fate point.
Oh, fuck.
I will be getting a bit more into that, though, saying like, hey, let me know how you're using your fate point. Okay.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I appreciate that. It was a fun mental exercise.
You have successfully... you can successfully lift 2 of the 4 crits.
Okay, so I'm moving the 2 back here and setting them aside.
And I will also set it so this way you can control them. So please make sure that you note where they are and where you are potentially putting them for future use.
So I have a red moonstone one and a purple moonstone one?
You have a red moonstone tech box, we'll call it, and a purple moonstone tech box. And you are now allowed to move them. And also, for all intents and purposes, I will delete this one because it is destroyed.
Uh-oh. Okay.
There you go.
Don't mind me coming through.
You see as Mordecai shifts his weight and hulks these pieces of technology through. The 2 slimes do quickly look at him, and then they look back at their machines and continue.
Ooh, that is something I meant to ask. Okay. Anyway, I've talked enough. Someone else take over.
Eris, after looking at the other rooms, comes back over to you and proceeds to help you with your little endeavor. Trying to put a hand on your back and a bit of cheer and charm. Anyone else doing anything in this room? Or am I presuming that your group is slowly working back through the carts?
I'm good to work back through the carts.
Okay. Delashi and Gareth are in agreement. Vrost, are you doing anything?
I'm just kind of eyeing things up and down. Not really sure what does what. Not really sure if I want to put my hands in some of these things.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of peek into the cart behind us, just kind of see what's still lingering about.
Oh, the previous cart that led you here, or
Yes.
okay. Are you pushing a bit of Mordecai out of the way because he's currently in your way? With him carrying these boxes, it might be a little bit to shuffle through him.
If I'm in the way, I'll be moving to the side.
Okay, then I'll go with that. As you look into the previous cart, you see a new area. A new room.
So, not the same one we walked through?
Not the same one you walk through.
Spooky.
It is a room filled with tables, with more adornments, with some chairs, and a few trinkets along the ways. It seems like this room... Everyone give me a notice check. Actually, correction, it's just Vrost that's speaking in this. Vrost, you give me a notice check. Alright. The room appears to be somewhat disturbed. It's could be from the potential shift in the time frames, but it looks like, again, this whole cart is currently in the present. And as such, one second, let me get the music back going. As such, you just notice a few odds and ends, shuffled tables in the room. It looks like this once was a gambling cart, so to speak, for merchants and dealers, people to enjoy themselves and a bit of gambling.
Step into the next cart then.
All right. Give me 1 second to... If you would like to move your characters into the next cart, or if you're just waiting for me to do it, by all means. You are on this end, so whatever cart you go from now, you'll be starting from the left and going towards the right.
Okay. Before we all leave this cart, I will point out, there is that last console. Does anyone else want to grab that? I might have my hands full here with these two.
Do you want me to grab it?
That would be swell. Do I have to take that apart first before she can get it? Or
Yes, it must be taken apart before anything
I
else.
might need a little help with that there.
Okay. So I will... Technical question, because I don't know. I'm still learning your DM style. If I put these down, do I have to reroll physique?
No, you'll be fine.
All right.
I won't make you re-roll each time. I will only make you re-roll if something would hinder or alter your status of how you're doing things.
Okay, so I will set them down, and I will go over there and attempt to take that apart.
Okay, and I see Vrost and Gareth. You both are making your way into the next cart at the same time?
Behind one another, it seems. I step in. Gareth seems to just kind of... Gareth, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Talashi, would you like to help Mordecai? Mordecai, you have gotten a bit of it apart. It still seems to cause you a bit of trouble.
What would I need to roll for that?
Roll me either crafts or burglary, if you're trying to take it apart.
If you could just put your hand here and hold this, and hold this out while I hold this.
Okay, well, I don't have either of those, so I don't know if that'll go
You can
well.
roll at a at a standard roll then.
Okay, alright, let's see how this goes, Mordecai. Oh, okay.
Alright, done. With a bit of time, you two are able to finagle it, but you are taking the time to finagle that while Vrost, Eris, and Gareth examine the wonderful luxury cart, or casino cart, as we will call it. I need... Gareth, give me a notice. 4? Solid. Dun. You notice that the windows and walls, again, it is present. As you look out, you can actually see more of a bit of daylight slowly, well, actually no. You went from that moon to this moon. Let me check the my map real quick to see where you are.
Getting all technical.
Yes, I am. You went from here to here to here. It is more on the nighttime perspective. You do notice out the window, the yellow moon appears to be brighter.
Seems like things are back to normal, more or less.
Within the cart, you can see that more things have been disturbed. But to really differentiate from what, you're a bit unsure. Nothing really else catches your eye.
No fancy trinkets.
Over on this table, you notice that there is some jewelry. Some jewelry and a bit of gold.
Ooh.
Can I take it?
Yeah, it is yours to take if you would like to go over to the table. All right. Just mark down or remind me to tell you later what trinkets and how much gold you... actually, I'll say you found about 35 gold pieces. Vrost, you also, I remember your role earlier, you noticed on the table closest to you, there's about 15 gold pieces right there.
I'm gonna casually put those in my pocket.
All right. You also notice as Eris walks through as well and proceeds over to a table and kind of waves her hand over some of the things that are on the table, and then kind of shrugs and pockets some gold herself after noticing you both have taken some too.
Also, Mark, you're currently showing the front car. I don't know if you wanted to...
Oh,
move over
yes.
to the front car.
Thank you very much for letting me know this. I'm actually going to see if I can go back both of these. There we go. All right. Back over to Mordecai and Delashi. You both are successful. You have another cart. Although, if you would like to carry this one too, Mordecai, you will have to give me a new roll.
I was actually gonna turn
Maybe I
to
should carry
Delashi
it.
and say, that would be a fantastic idea. Thank you. And thank you for the help. We'll make a Tinker TV yet.
We'll see how well that would go.
All right. Delashi.
Probably break more things than actually take them apart.
Well, with that attitude, this shows to find success in the wrong places.
You have one extra red moonstone. I said red, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Red is top, purple is bottom.
bottom.
Okay.
Mhm.
You have an extra red moonstone tech box. And now you can control that. Just simply click on it and move it as you see please. As you so fit.
Cool.
Well, shall we?
Yeah.
So
On to the
we're
next
entering from left or right side again?
From left to right. So as you go into all these future cars, you will be going from the left side over to the right.
Oh. I don't think it matters.
Ba.
Wait. Okay. Oh god. This is the problem I'm running into now is my mouse button is going, so you're just gonna hear a lot of clicking.
The tappy taps on the arrow keys.
Yeah, click and drag isn't behaving.
Ah, fine. Fair. As you all enter this cart, I need everyone to roll me a quick will. One more time.
This one went so well last time.
Yes. 4, 2.
Big fat 0.
Oof.
Oh.
Only Gareth and Mordecai. So, as you all make your way through this cart, you shuffle through from the right side of the cart to the left. you just see a wave of wisps pass through you and then back over towards the front. And that is it. Particularly those two are the ones who feel it a bit. Everyone sees the wisps. They wave and waft over everyone. But the ones who kind of get shivers down their spines are those two.
Had enough of those things.
As they do, you both hear slightly in your mind kind of the same familiarity of when you had your dream states. The words, I put them over towards you in your private discords. You kind of hear those ring once more in your minds. Actually, very fitting for you two.
Huh? That reminds me. Earlier, before we entered the main cart, did everyone else wake up in a room full of doctors?
Doctors? No.
No? What did you see?
Well, I saw my father.
Oh! Well, that's... You were searching for him, correct?
Yes.
Well,
I haven't seen him for
congratulations,
years.
you found him. Oh, wait.
I wish I had found him. What about you, Gareth?
Nothing.
Really?
Yes.
We probably shouldn't pry Mordecai. Gareth seems like he's in an extra bad mood.
Well, I mean, if you look, you'd tell that he's still hurting. And I noticed you haven't put much weight on your leg there.
Fine, it's nothing.
You say it's nothing. Why don't you use some of them green crystals to make yourself better?
Who knows, I might need it for worse.
So instead of walking to a battle at a disadvantage,
Shut up and
why
just
not fix
go.
yourself?
I find myself agreeing with Frost, Captain. Take care of yourself.
Are we fine?
You ain't no use to us dead.
Same goes for all of them. I'd rather do this in a cart and not haunted.
Fair enough. I find myself agreeing with Gareth.
The yes, no, maybe so.
thing
Yes, no, maybe
It's gonna be
so.
haunted. We have to get back to our ship. At least get some sort of rest, I feel.
Let's focus on getting to the ship.
Right. So the next Starfaring goes.
All right, Vrost, you roll me another notice. Ooh, 2. All right. Vrost, as you make your way to the next cart, it is actually more familiar to you, friend. You actually recognize some of the layouts. There seems to be a large main open area and a bunch of different seats. I will place Vrost in the cart where you all will be next. It is adjacent to the lower one. It'll be over here where I'll ping it. You notice there seems to be a wide area with somewhat of a... Although it is present, it seems to be much more disturbed, and that is all you can really notice. The only thing that strikes your mind as interesting or odd is you seem to recollect the layout of it is very similar to what you saw in your dream or whatever interpretation that you woke up from.
Oh, he's gonna be suspicious walking in here. Hands on guns, scanning the room.
All right.
Go ahead and adjust your screen, Mark.
Yes, I will be adjusting my screen right now.
Just gonna be the voice in the back of your head for that tonight.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh, is Eris right behind him?
Eris is right behind him. She was helping you earlier for a moment, but as you make your way through some of these, you notice her examining and looking around more.
Okay. I will shuffle.
Shuffle by? Alright.
My laden ass.
Who else is going
over.
into this next cart?
Suppose we should go to the next cart then.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
You with your stack.
Was that your two or mine? I can't even tell anymore.
Oh, you got yours. Yeah,
Let's replace it. It's fine.
it's gonna go there.
As you all enter this next cart, you notice that it seems to be... Actually, I do need one for this one. I need everyone to roll me... Everyone else aside from Vross to roll me notice checks.
Everyone else aside from what?
Everyone aside from Vross to roll me notice checks.
And with that 3, is my gaze of the false eye pinging on anything in particular in here?
Your gaze is actually pinging more. It's pinging, but it's also fixated on what you're carrying.
Okay. Well, I guess, yeah, so going forward while I'm carrying this, I won't bother asking, because it's probably just going to be going haywire. Did we consider that?
Yes, it is, friend.
There is lost technology. Oh.
As you are carrying the boxes, your eye is fixated and, like, kind of shifting between two colors between what you're carrying.
Mhm.
But not in an aggressive way. It's actually seems to be going like... you know how a fader goes from light from one color to the next? It fades from one to the next.
Okay, so that might be a soft glow emanating from underneath my my bandage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What? It's not doing a strobe effect.
Not this time. Gareth, you are the only one who catches glimpse of certain sigils along the sides of the cart.
I recognize them?
Roll me lore. Oh, what is the sparky sparks? That is coming from you, Tyler.
What?
1 second.
No.
Check your mic real quick, Mordecai.
Is my background noise kicking off?
No, there was something, I don't know if you plugged in something, it was just giving a little static.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a little feedback.
is it still going?
No, it seems to be fine for right now.
Alright.
I'll let you know if
I do
anything.
have my fan on, so I don't know if that's...
Gareth, unfortunately, you cannot recall or seem to relate these sigils. You know they're moonstone sigils, but you have no clue anything other than that. Aside from that, your group seems to notice that things are pretty normal in here. It looks like there's a lot less dust in this room. There were structures. As you walk into this room, there seems to be armor in where you see each of these different figures. There's armor that lays there. Presumably, actually similar to the guard that you saw walking through the cart earlier in one of the ancient timeline carts.
No, it's doing it again.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Okay, hold on.
No problem, if you need to take a moment. Sometimes what I know is if if you hold a USB or something, or if you plug a USB into pair of headphones, if it's also plugged into your computer or something else, or like an earphone jack, that might also cause it. I know that does it for whenever I'm on my PS4 or anything. Hey, Celine, thank you. Thank you for the follow. I'm currently running the game, so we're going to see what our friends notice.
Hello? Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
Seems
Okay,
to be good now, friend.
Checked all the connections. If it happens again, I'm just gonna turn my fan off.
All right. As your group walks through this cart, you're all proceeding together, I assume, correct? Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
Keeping close together, keeping tight knit. I need one more will from everyone.
Oh,
Huh. Will, who's that guy? I don't know Will.
Alrighty, friends. I might need to change up the music. Give me 1 second. Do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. I believe I have this. Yes, right here. Oh, not that one. Alright, I need to move everyone's characters real quick towards the center. Frost, you have your guns out, right?
Oh man.
They're still in the holsters, but his hands are on them.
His hands are on them. Got it.
Have you seen his biceps? His guns are always out.
His guns are always at the ready.
Damn, boy. Be thick.
Alrighty. So
I would know that.
That's a thick ass boy. Damn.
that's a boy. That's some boy there. Alright.
I got you, bro.
As you walk through,
Oh, song change incoming.
oh,
Also, the music has been spot on tonight. Thank you.
thank you.
mm-hmm.
Not what I was expecting.
You hear a bit of a chuckle. You know, you really are cute. All of you drop to the floor.
Oh, come on.
Oh, Jesus.
And you notice that your bodies feel very heavy. And it's almost like gravity itself is kind of pressing down on you. And you're all just kind of laying there with your backs, like, either facing up towards the ceiling or face, for you, Mordecai, you're kind of hunched over on top of the boxes themselves that you're carrying. As each of you just get pulled down onto it. You notice that Eris is over to the side by one of the walls.
Is she pressed down, or is she the one chuckling?
She's kind of the one laughing a little bit, kind of chuckling a little.
Betrayal.
Honestly,
Eris, what the hell?
I was hoping to take a much more extended nap than this. And truth be told, I wasn't expecting a group of this size. My last group, well, you definitely fared better than they did. And for that, You should have at least some reward. Don't worry.
What are you talking about?
Well, you see, this train has been running for centuries, eons, or as long as time itself. Well, roll me empathy, real quick.
All of us?
All of you.
Okay.
We should take an empathy.
Ignore that.
Would this fall under my attention to detail where I can use investigate instead of empathy?
Yes, I'll allow it for this one.
Wait, can I do this thing? 'Cause
Which one are you doing? Are you doing your scholar trade out?
I mean, I have investigate.
He has a stunt that allows him to trade investigate for empathy.
I mean, I do have. It's a notice.
So you want to trade out notice for this skill?
If that's okay.
Yes, it is okay for this one.
Does One-Eyed Wink proc on this?
One-Eyed Wink does not proc for this one, because this is more noticing detail.
Okay.
You notice that there's going to be some truths, specifically for Gareth. There seems to be some truths to her words and some lies to her words. She's going to state, I was sent on a mission to observe things. But I really don't care for my lineage. They can prattle about all they want. I just like the comforts of living how I want to live. And, I'm sorry, you charming adventurers, you. But it seems I can't really use this anymore to rob people of their, well, worldly possessions. So, don't worry. I'll leave here, take a bit of treasure myself, what I've collected, and be on my way. Delashi, she actually walks around over towards your side and
not my treasure.
pulls the box that you have, seeing how Mordecai has his hunched over. She's able to wrangle. She's using her slime to pull it from you and wrangle it out. I need specifically from you a roll of. Well, if you would like to fight against this, you can. To see if you can keep your grip, or there's something else you could notice. I'm giving you a choice here. Are you going to fight against the pull, or are you going to try to notice the potential something else that's going on?
I'm gonna try to notice.
All right, so roll me a notice check.
Alright, notice, don't fail me now.
Okay. Since you have a little prior knowledge, I can give this one to you. But she definitely takes the box from your hands.
Okay.
You notice that the sigil, there's a sigil that's pulling you down, and it looks very familiar. You have seen this sigil once before.
Okay.
And it should be in your private message. If it is not, then I will put it there.
I believe it is. I just have to scroll to see it.
Yep, it's all the way at the top of your private messages.
Yep, gotta scroll a bit.
Yeah, that'll be a bit of scrolling for you. But you at least recognize the sigil that is pulling you down.
Okay.
So she takes the box and kind of blows Mordecai a kiss and kind of waves you all goodbye.
So this was all a lie. You being lost in time, stuck in a chamber on this ghost ship, this is all just a setup?
Some of it may, some of it may not. All I know is I want to live the life I want to live. And regardless of ancient ancestors or whatever your civilizations prattle on about right now, wars, strife, I have no time for it. But
We are trying to find freedom ourselves. You sure you can't find it along with us? You sure you'd have to make enemies of us, stab us in the back, and take our spoils and choke on them?
maybe, maybe not. But that's why you're still alive. You're cute, but not that cute. And she kind of gives you a wink of her own that you also gave her.
Listen again. No one wanted to listen, and don't touch the thing that's in the box. No one wanted to heed my words.
You have no idea who we are, Harris. And to be fair, we had no idea who you were. Well, I was looking forward to finding out.
Yeah, you might see me around. Your dreams were all very interesting.
So that's what you're doing as well.
Okay.
Not really mine, but I at least got to watch them from afar.
Gareth's pissed. Gareth's pissed. Let me just say, Gareth's pissed. He's on the verge of just like shooting her brain out right now.
I was saying, some of what I was saying is true. That was indeed a machination that was put on the train in order to prevent thieves and robbers. I myself succumbed to it once upon a time, but if you know the right means and layabouts, you can get around it. And then, from my own little window, I could see all of your dreams. And there's definitely some interesting things there for all of you. Maybe some keep closer to the vest, but it seems that you all have something in common with, she kind of holds well, hers is the red moon box that she has now, because she couldn't get the purple from you. Maybe you can get another one of those. And she points at the purple box. It seems like you all might need something from the land of Glissies. Try investigating something there. I'll leave you off with something. And not just nothing. But I have to look out for myself, you know. In the lands of Glissie, you'll find that there are tribemen. They deal with the spirits, and the spirits seem to like each and every one of you. Honestly, you should have had more tormenting dreams, but for some reason, they all saw you in kind. Maybe you're all bleeding good hearts, and that's why I know I shouldn't just outright kill you, but it's also why I'm also going to do my own things. People like you are liabilities. You're trusting in you.
Oh, that's right.
That's how I feel. Your Blue Moonstone friend there might have it right. If you had been more distrusting, you might have gotten something else. But then again, I've seen people like you with bleeding hearts do wondrous things. I'm just sorry, that's not for me. She walks over and then exits and leaves the cart. A bit of time passes through. You actually see her slime go over to you, and it kind of waits there for a bit.
You're welcome
15.
for getting out of that damn tube.
15 minutes pass, 20 minutes pass, 25 minutes pass. You don't feel pain, you just feel stuck. You can't really move. You hear the sound of something off in one of the other carts, and then you see her slime kind of touch the sigil that you're all standing on, and then rush off the distance. You all are free.
Whoop.
Oh, you know, time to wait around. Let's move. Hopefully, she didn't take the ship.
What is your group doing?
I'm not making eye contact with anybody. I'm just picking up my shit and moving.
All right.
Do
Yeah,
you
you're
want
moving
some
on.
help with that, Mordecai?
No.
You pick up your stuff and you head over into the next chamber. You see that it's the chamber from before. It's the one that she was residing in. You walk on through, and you just notice that a few of the walls are indented, and you see that there's just a chunk missing out of it. You can kind of see the outside of the cart. It's a bit dangerous to proceed through. If you would like to proceed on through, I just need acrobatics rolls from you all. Just whether you're proceeding on fast or if you're proceeding on slow.
So she ripped a hole in it?
Yep. There's a bit of a hole in the cart over here. It's about 2 of the passageways wide.
And that was... Okay, so just...
It's right over here. I'm pinging it.
That was not there before, and it's not necessarily in the direction of our ship, so we can assume that she just, like, tore a hole in it and jumped out or
Yep.
some shit?
Yep.
Can we seal
Oh,
it?
she left in style.
You can seal it if you would like. If you would like to use ice
Good idea,
magic.
Gareth.
Delashi.
Okay.
Yeah, Delashi,
I
you're the
will
only one
attempt
with
to
purple moonstone magic. You have
Okay.
you have double reds, double yellows, and then blue and green.
That's a lot of pressure. Okay. I'm going to attempt to seal it. I
Okay.
assume I have to roll magic.
Roll me magic. It takes you a little bit of time, but after some workings, you're able to at least make it manageable for the group to get across.
Okay.
The group then, unless you're checking anything else, would you all like to proceed across to the next cart?
I'm good to proceed.
Okay. Anyone else?
Moving.
Let's get out of here before anybody else pops up.
Okay.
Or at least if she comes back.
So I was clicking through some shit. Do I have to make a roll to proceed?
No. You all are good, and you can all move on to the next cart. It's actually the cart again that you saw the ghost from before. You actually still see their spirits. And they actually look at you and they all smile, and they say thank you.
Oh,
Or what?
I can now see my wife. The guard bows at you, and then he passes away peacefully. The little boy from before, he actually goes out, and he kind of blinks and looks, and he's like, "I'm sorry I couldn't give you better dreams. But he kind of motions over, and you see his slime appear, and his slime goes over into the center of the pathway, and you see there's kind of a little bracelet right there. Thank you for helping me. I'll go see my parents now. Please take care of them." And you see the boy disappear. You see, again, other passengers walk through, and it's almost really crowded in the next cart that you're in. It was the main passenger cart where you saw a lot of the spirits from before, who were kind of trapped in time. Each one comes out, unless you're doing something specifically, let me know. If you would like to say anything, if you would like to ask anything, they will answer one question to anyone. But after that, they will have to leave. But they'll look at you, and it's just a sea of smiling faces.
Self-imposed. We'll check to see if I'm too grumpy to ask. I'm grumpy.
Oh.
You have low will. Yeah, you have low will, my friend.
I have standard will.
Ah, you have standard will. Yeah, that's right.
I just roll low for it consistently.
That's fair.
That kind of fits into his impulsive character.
Is anyone else doing anything, or are they going to say what each individual is going to say?
Is too busy trying to eye.
There is a lot to process, and I understand this, and I wanted to throw a 1-2 at you.
Oh, it's working.
Definitely, I mean, like, he's trying to, like, look past the spirits to that next window on the door to see if there's anything else going on in that cart, or if it's too foggy.
In the next cart that you guys are going to?
Yeah, because they had the little windows that allow you to see, like, what's on the other side of the door, right?
They did, and it just looks like there's more wisps that way.
You said the boy left a bracelet on the ground?
The boy
Yeah,
left a
I was
bracelet
about to
on
say.
the ground.
Delashi's kind of like distracted by the bracelet on the ground and kind of wants to go get it.
Okay. Delashi, you acquire the bracelet.
Yes.
Don't put it on yet, or unless you're making that executive decision. But the slime.
No, I do not. I was not planning on putting it on.
The slime will follow you currently.
Okay.
Can I take the time to heal?
You can take the time. You could just roll me magic then.
Can I use Sacrum?
Actually, never mind on that. For who has will stress? Because
I have will stress.
I've got mental stress times 2.
I have both.
all right, only for those who have will stress. Okay, it's not much, but the priestess who was in one of the carts, she comes over to you, and she comes over to each of you, and she apologizes. And you hear her speak in Moonspeak.
The return of Moonspeak.
The return of Moonspeak. And she says, Glacia be with you. And you see her wave over energies and just kind of pass through you. And for those who have taken will, remove 1 point of that will stress.
Nice.
So that will be hers. So there are still, although there is a wave of spirits, there are still going to be 4 spirits, or 3 spirits left. If you would like to ask something, or would just have them do what they were going to do before that.
Everyone's had time to do something. Let's try that roll again. Self-imposed will check out. Okay. So
Less
we're
grumpy
gonna-
now, Mordecai.
Let's push it. What happened? What happened here? What happened to all of you?
One of the little girls pops up, and she steps forward. Well, we were trapped. We were just kind of existing. We were stuck between where we once were and where we all kind of saw it end.
Saw
We-
it end?
The Reigns of Destruction.
What?
The end of the old
Is it-
world.
Is that something we would have heard of
That is something that specifically Gareth would heard of. Anyone else will have to roll me lore.
Oh, I'll get right on that. End of the old world, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to note take. Okay. Lore, I have +1. Not that it matters.
Unfortunately, you can only guess that it was just some sort of calamity. Was anyone else rolling, or is that it?
No.
Because she answers to the group. And she, again, says thank you. It's... We couldn't help everyone who ventured on here, but you were able to stop them. You were able to stop the train. Thank you. And then she goes away. There are 2 spirits left. Is anyone else saying anything, or again, are they doing what they were going to do?
Holding the proverbial mic out to anyone who wishes to take it.
Gareth just wants to go. Like, I'm sorry, Gareth just...
Okay.
There was a lot.
No.
Vrost, are you saying anything? Are you asking
Right
anything?
now, after that little ambush in the last cart, Rost is on that like high alert focus, not really acknowledging the spirits running, more of like trying to get a sit rep of what's in front, like if there's any sort of other activity. He's not really trying to have small talk right now. He's just on a mission.
All right.
Small talk of a car
Then
full of
all that
ghosts.
leaves is Delashi. Delashi, are you saying anything? Or asking anything?
I'm just kind of, like, paying my respects and just listening to them as they depart.
Okay.
Not really particularly asking anything.
So the last 2 will then go a little more. The next one who steps up is an older woman. Similar look to Eris. And she comes up and says, "This was our fault. This was all our fault. And I'm sorry for any price that you might have to pay, or have had to pay." And then she bows her head in respect, and then proceeds onward. And then last up is the man who is kind of muttering and chanting in Moonspeak and in Latin. He comes up and looks over towards your group. I can at least give something. What can I give you? What can I do to atone? What can I do to help someone else? Those are his words.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what you have to atone for, friend.
He kind of gestures a bit, and says, "Well, some of us were vengeful, some of us were kind. I had a lot of hatred. Everyone who stepped onto this cart, wanting riches, wanting what was for themselves, not giving a damn about anyone else. I had a lot of hate. I had an immense amount of hate. but I'm free. Whether it was by your choice or whether it was by the grace of the moons, I'm free. And I'm sorry. What can I atone? Please just let me atone. I can't rest without atoning.
Find Eris. And Farron just kind of walked right on by.
Is that what your group says?
That's what Ross says.
That's what Ross says. Is anyone in agreement with that?
Gareth is.
Gareth's in agreement?
Well,
Mordecai will do
considering-
like... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, considering that we aren't the first people that she did this to, and the others probably didn't survive, gotta kind of agree with them.
He nods and says, "May the grace of the moons guide you." And he actually goes over to the slime creature, and you see the slime kind of glow, and then kind of shiver and shake.
My
Okay.
friend, if their request is unattainable for you, then you said,
With that, he says, "It will be done."
well, then all that's left is to give it your all for whatever's next.
Thank you. And then he also dissipates.
So the slime is... What does it look like now?
It looks... it looks kind of just like a ball. It kind of looks like a balloon. And it kind of just floats, looking at your group and just kind of staying close to the bracelet.
That's cute.
And it kind of just hovers and waits.
Does it look like this? Posting an image reference.
That's
Yes,
cute.
it looks like that.
I happen to have the wiki up.
Nice.
I like that.
Also, I'm listening, but you will not hear replies from me for a few minutes. Like, take care of something.
Not a problem. You see the balloon expand and then retract, expand and then retract as it's kind of looking kind of in every direction.
Hmm. Okay. Well, do you guys want to move on to the next cart?
Sounds good.
All right.
Go find her.
Your group moves.
Oh no, this is the one with the skeleton.
Give me a notice check, Vrost. Yep, the next one is the skeleton cart. Alright. You enter the next cart, and it is the skeleton cart, but it seems like all the bones are now laying on the floor, as you see just whispers, or whispers of the wisps, kind of hover back in their cages.
As I'm walking through, knowing that A, Ross is mad, and B, these skeletons have the audacity to grab him,
Oh no.
he's gonna be extra careful and make sure that there is no signs of life in the bones. And then, just to be sure, he's double tapping every skull.
The bones are just laying there, and you shoot at them, and they just kind of scatter about. The wisps kind of shake, and they move away.
Every single skull, just bang, bang, bang.
And with each one,
Getting your anger out there?
you go. It's gone. Each one resonating. You hear the sound of bullets resonate through the cart as each skull is just taken out in succession. Your group moves, a bit saddened, a bit filled with mixed feelings, anger, rage, a bit of sorrow, a bit of maybe happiness, some of the spirits. Your group continues onward into the next cart. You proceed and you go from cart to cart. Is anyone doing... You have a clear path. Is anyone doing anything going from one cart to the next? Anyone examining anything? Anyone looking out any windows?
Oh, any chance that Farron gets, he's gonna peek out a window to see if you can see the outside.
Give me another notice roll, Vrost. You do see, as you get towards the final cargo cart, you see what looks to be a weird mechanical ship that is on the outside. You can only assume it might be Eris's. And it just goes flying past the train and then fades off into the distance.
No.
It is visible enough to see, but it is pretty far. If someone else would like to roll me a notice, I can give you a little more information.
Okay.
All right.
They're always low when I need them not to be.
Better. Mordecai is carrying boxes, so I will have that for that. Gareth, you at least notice that the moons that seem to be out on one of the windows that you kind of see her ship in the distance, you just notice the green moon. Your group successfully makes it back to your ship and are able to unload your current wares. You are back at the Paolong.
Yay!
And you unload the 2 mechanical boxes that you have left. If you would like to converse amongst yourselves, you are safe on the ship, and it seems the train is still moving. There is no... I'll give you one more, but everyone can roll me a notice check. Ooh, alright. Mordecai, are you here?
He's been typing.
Alright. General. Keeping an eye out for other tech goodies. Can you roll for me on this one? Not a problem. There'll be time to search the ship, but so I'll wait till he gets back. If you guys would like to search the train. What you all notice, or actually Vross is the only one to notice this. I need to look at the map real quick. You notice that both the silver slime creature as well as the direction of the ship, they're kind of resonating, or at least they're in the same area. The slime balloon that you have is kind of looking over in the direction of the green moon.
I'm back.
Um,
Are we rolling?
You notice that her ship seems to be pretty damn fast. And it's actually going a little higher into the upper areas. Higher than your ship is currently going. And that is it.
Do I need to roll for anything? I'm back. I'm sorry.
You can roll notice if you want. Your crew, the whole crew is now back at the ship. You have unloaded. Yeesh. You didn't notice too much on the way back to the ship. Does anyone else have any words? Anything that you're doing?
We already went through most of the chests, right?
You went through most
From
of
what
the.
I can remember. Yeah.
You went through most of the chests. There were the crystals that that you gave to Eris. The silver vial that you gave to Eris.
No, actually, I never gave that to Eris. She took the other crystals.
She
and I
only took
pocketed
the crystals.
vial.
She
Yeah.
took the vial. I made very note of her taking the vial, friend.
What was my
Because you
friend?
handed, and she said, "This is very interesting."
And I thought she handed it back.
No, she took the vial and the crystals and fed
fuck
the
my-
God,
crystals.
Gareth's gonna strangle you like.
We run into Eris. I swear.
Mordecai, how fast can you make this ship go?
Pretty damn fast.
Make it happen.
Aye, aye.
Are you leaving the rest? So you're not going to search through the train anymore?
I think we're all pretty dead set on catching this bitch. Sorry.
You are. Your captain is pretty dead set on catching the witch.
I said bitch. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself.
Ah.
Aye, aye, Captain.
All right.
I think, and back in Mordecai's head, like, I kind of wanted to crack open the cryopod a bit more, but at the same time, I'm fucking done with it. We have tech duties. We definitely walked out of here with. I'll say this part out loud as I'm making my way to the engine deck. Well, wasn't a total bust. We still walked out of here with more than we walked in with.
This is true. You have 2 solid tech boxes, a bit of gold, and some information.
Also bracelet.
Also bracelet.
And we have the smaller box too, right?
Yes, you do also still have the smaller purple tech box.
And I have a robe.
And you have a Pyran temple robe.
I have a robe.
I'm walking past. I'm gonna kind of nod toward the little balloon thing. So, what's its name?
Not sure. What should we name it?
It's a terrible name.
Oh my
And I'm
god.
gonna keep walking.
Wow.
You're in a better mood.
Alright, so since our crew is now proceeding to travel, we are going to go over to the map. So
Map time.
this is the current map time. Currently your ship was traveling over in this kind of pathway from Valua to the Ixanes. And you know that
Oh, what was that?
that was
That's Mordecai fucking to the edges. We're going fast as fuck, boy.
fast as fuck,
Woman
boy.
breaks the whole ship.
Oh my god. We just got the
Jesus.
ship. Don't break it.
The captain asked, "How fast can I make the ship go?" And I said, "Very."
Roll me. Oh man, we haven't had time to set this up. But all right. Well, we're gonna. This is
That's
the
my fault.
30%. I was
What
unsure.
did I tell you,
of.
Mark?
I know.
Did I tell you?
All right. So your crew is dead set on searching for Eris now, right? The captain's orders currently.
Captain's orders.
Vrost, are you also set on chasing down and working with this crew to chase Eris?
As the saying goes, no one double crosses Faust and gets away with it.
All right, and there we go.
I've
Never
never
heard
heard
of
that
that
saying before.
Well, you also
But-
haven't been on my island for now long, have you?
Oh, well, I suppose now we have.
I need a series of crafts rolls from you, Mordecai.
We're doing it live. Fuck it.
I need four craft rolls from you, friend.
my god.
Like Kraft mac and cheese.
And we're going to
or-
see how well you do to catch up to Eris.
Okay, so she seems to be rolling well with a -4. Jesus, okay, that's a hard bargain to beat here.
I'm
You gotta
giv-
beat this, Mordecai.
I'm giving you the option, but here I'm going to be
Oh, I
I'm going to
take
be
advantage of a stunt.
I'm going to be upfront with you. This is her ship, and this is her rolls. So you will visually see what you are able to do and what you are not able to do. Normally, I would
sorry.
not do this, but I want you to
Okay.
realize. So if you succeed in getting past these 4 rolls, at least depending on how well you do, you can potentially catch up to her ship. Maybe only find out where her ship has gone, or maybe not be able to catch up at all. But these are the rolls.
Okay.
And I will be upfront with your whole crew on this. This is the task that's before you.
Well, metagaming, looking at the math you have set up, her craft is 1 slot higher than mine, so here we go.
It's mostly her ship. It wouldn't really be
Nice.
Her... All right.
Alright, that's 1. A 2. A 3.
Mm.
And... a 4. Can I... Yeah, Mordecai is really upset about this one. Can I burn a fate point on either Benevolent Engineer, Machine Over Man to reroll one of those?
Yes, but each
Or-
all right. So here's what the deal is. Each
Yeah.
aspect you use is one that you can't use again. So if you spend a fate point, you can use that aspect. So those are.
So I've used Machine Over Man, so I can't use that anymore for the rest of the session?
No, you could use it for the session, but you can't.
But it's...
You can only use it once per type of roll. So see this as a challenge. So,
Oh, okay.
So these 4 rolls are your challenge. If you would like to adjust any of the rolls in this challenge, you must spend a fate point and use an aspect, and tell me how that aspect is being used. And that
I'll
will
reroll my 4th one then, and then we'll see
Okay.
what rerolls. Yeah, okay.
All right. So while I change the music, I will explain. So you are allowed to. Oh, jeez. You know what? Why not? I'll put on this one.
So I will.
Because this seems very fitting for how I feel like Gareth feels.
Uh-oh.
Okay, stop.
All right.
Out of my aspects, Benevolent Engineer, Machine Over Man, the only ones that would really make sense. I've got 3 fate points left. I'm going to burn 2 of them, so we're going to reroll the first one. So I'm burning a fate point on Benevolent Engineer. So it puts me down to 2. That's just a flat reroll.
Yes. You can either flat reroll or add a +2.
Flat reroll. Same fucking thing.
Oof.
But said what I said, and I meant what I said. Last one. Flat reroll.
All right.
Oh, fucker.
Damn.
I could have ended up with 2 3s. You never know with this type of shit.
You never know. You never know.
Mordecai tried his goddamn best.
He did. He did. You put down the top sail and you put your whole ship into its speedier form, like doing away with any sort of mobility and just going for straight speed. As the ship itself kind of alters and changes slightly, it takes off and you try to catch up to Eris's ship, seeing it like kind of glistening off in the distance as it goes and goes and goes. It seems to be a much faster vessel than yours, just eking out your own speed, regardless of the kind of modifications it has available to it. You chase it and you chase it. The train itself kind of almost following along with you guys. I'll give you this. Since the direction it was going to, you have a slight higher success. for one of those rolls. So you got 2 out of 4. I will say that. And you were able to track it down to the Ixanes. Where in the Ixanes, you don't know. You lose track of it as your ship goes further and further into the now cascading typhoons close to Ixa. That's where you end up losing her ship and almost have to slow down and reevaluate where you're going. As you see towards one side of your ship, there are typhoons, raging winds. It's picking up faster and faster. And to the other end, you see the lands of the Ixa. Just a torrent of green forestation and islands. About where you are right here is about where your ship stops, and you lose track of her.
Shit. Alright, Captain. The ship is, either better than ours, or she's more familiar with it than I am. I've known to power along for a day, but sure is cold.
The slime itself also tries to look in all the directions, and it kind of shrinks a bit when it sees the raging winds and typhoons that are nearby.
Now, has it been consistently looking in the same direction as the ship?
It was trying for a while there, and it was also kind of helping guide you. As you kind of were passing overhead some other various islands, you kind of make tweaks and adjustments as it kind of looks in directions. And you just see it look out to the whole of Ixanes, and it looks at your group, looks out, and then flattens itself to almost like a map. And it's trying to it raises portions, it kind of adjusts itself to the topography, and it's trying to kind of feel her out and point out for your group, and it can only give you a lay of how to look around yourselves if you should so venture off into it. You're not completely lost into these lands, but you don't have a clear headway right now.
What's next, Captain? Ix is a big place.
We have that thing looking to the slime. Doing something. So. If there's any way if we were to get closer to the land, we could track her down better.
One might think, but realistically, just because I have no idea what kind of scaling we're talking about, it could take potentially days just to do flybys of this region, right?
It could take a few days to do flybys by the region. From what you see the map that the creature itself is kind of giving you, there seems to be 6 total areas. And I'm pinging them right now. There's the upper left section, there's the right section, there's the 2 middle sections, and there's an additional 2 sections over by some craters of moonstone, or not moonstones, but kind of asteroid-looking things. There's an asteroid belt that kind of protects the Ixanes from invaders, as well as it's just kind of an elemental barrier that certain ships have to get across. You could see it on the left side of the Ixanes. So you see that there are those kind of islands that outstretch the lower ends up towards the upper ends. And you know that she's in these lands, but you don't really know where. And you see the slime creature try really hard to it kind of feels and is pushing towards each of you, individually, and it's like, I think here, it kind of floats and has, it kind of shows the map, and it raises each individual island for you to kind of look-see as it flattens itself into mega map.
Can we name the slime real quick? Because I came up with a name.
If you would like to.
That's on you. You
Okay.
picked up the bracelet.
This is true. I kind of like want to call it Bip.
Bip.
Yeah.
All right. You call it Bip.
Just so you guys know, its name is Bip now.
Hello, Bip.
What is your crew doing? I would like to know.
I'm looking at the captain.
All right. You have here's your choices. I will lay them out to you honestly. You can pick one of 6 islands to adventure to look through. You can go back to Baine's Isle. It is your choice. Vrost is your connection back to the Isle. Should you like to restock or maybe do a manhunt? But those are your choices. You can continue on this path if you should so please. I will work something. I have something that I can throw at you right now. Or if you would like to regroup, you can regroup on Baine Isle.
Frost. Tell me. How would Baine react if we were sent on a mission to prove ourselves and we came back late and empty-handed because we squandered our treasure on a manhunt?
Well, this is what probably would happen. He sends you out on a task. You come back empty-handed, saying that some schmuck robbed you of something valuable.
Why we gotta tell him? We're bringing back
Oh.
things already.
Oh no, see, he knows. He figures out what he does. The
Look,
man knows.
he may know a lot of things, but he's not all-seeing.
My point being, my point being, if we chase this endeavor into lands unknown to us,
You have
And
20 minutes to
pot-
discuss. Take this
and poten-
solid 20 minutes. Discuss what you would like to do. I'm going to prepare in the back lines. Talk character interactions, whatever you would like to do. Talk amongst yourselves, please.
I actually need to go to the bathroom real quick.
Go to the bathroom real quick. You got 15 minutes to decide what you would like to do.
Okay,
But
I'll be right
think
back, guys.
thoroughly while I set up for whatever the hell you guys might do.
my point being, if we all of us manhunt into lands potentially unknown to us,
Okay.
and something happens to the ship, something happens to the treasure, we get blindsided again by her or someone else, and potentially lose everything, then we've lost 2 battles. We could cut our losses here, and these things, in my experience, have a strange way of eventually sorting themselves out. I'm sure we'll see her again, and we'll know better. I'll know better.
So this is what I'm gonna recommend. We do have some, and it's possible that we have resources on the island to pursue further, saying that we found someone else on said train who managed to escape through a faster ship would be a point of interest. It may be something that we would want to go and see if Lady Iris or if Lord Baine would have either some sort of information about the lands that we would have to comb through, or there's someone on the island who's been through the area.
Have we
Ship-
decided on anything?
Not quite yet.
Hmm.
A ship like hers leaves a bit of an impression. Mark, out of character. Like her ship is like
Her
almost.
ship looks ancient in nature. It is old
Okay.
technology.
It sticks out. Is
Yes,
what I'm getting at. Like
it-
if I were to describe like the silver-looking thing with all the weird gnarly prongs coming out the back of it, I'm like, that fucking thing.
Correct.
That's all right? Okay.
I'm
so
like Vrost rolled well enough. I actually have a ship design I can give you guys. I can point out her ship.
okay. So
That I was ready for.
we have a name. We have a physical description. We have a description of the ship. Unless she does something drastic to hide herself, she's going to make an impression wherever she goes, at least in the near future.
That's fair.
And
It
if
would
our
be
case,
easier to find her.
Hmm?
It would be easier to find her again.
so this is a very roundabout way of saying my vote is we cut the losses here, go back and keep an eye out for her in the future.
I completely agree with Mordecai.
You have a point there. So the ship is unique as hers. I doubt it'd be easy to hide.
Like I said earlier, we're still walking out of this despite circumstances, with more than we had before. We may have traded a few items, but I still found some valuable things, some valuable information. And I don't know about you lot, but I am still of the opinion that she is from when she's from. She did seem confused enough. I think she's just taking advantage of newfound freedom in a new world.
I don't know how much I trust her words.
Mm-hmm.
Either way.
Or for the man who easily trusts her without really asking questions.
Oof.
To be fair, she rolled really well throughout beforehand.
Of course
Because
she did.
her whole thing is deception. She was meant to deceive for more than that. All right, never mind. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
No, keep going.
No, I'm not. I can't reveal too much. No, stop peering behind the man behind the curtain.
Have Ross comment, Mordecai will kind of squint and glare a little bit.
Yeah, it's just like, I did say not to touch it, but curiosity does happen to kill the cat sometimes.
I mean, cut Mordecai a break. Come on, guys.
These are drugs.
On one hand, never mind. On one hand, it could have been
go.
more beneficial that Mordecai did do something. Otherwise, you guys might have had worse straits. Because she did end up helping you guys legitimately with that final fight.
That's true.
Okay,
She gave us a
help
buff and everything.
Exercise a ghost and give us a buff. Okay, that's cool and all, but now look at her.
And the only thing that she took from your crew, well, aside from that
Yes.
silver vial, was one of the boxes. And
It
she
occurs to me
you actually looked the rest of the ship. She didn't take anything else.
It's because she blew out the side of the ship.
She also, she blew up the side of the ship, but she also didn't leave you stranded there.
It's becoming very apparent to me that we are still very much strangers aboard the same ship.
Also, in image reference, you will see her ship.
I don't know about any of you three, but I was not raised to leave someone be when they might be in need of help, despite them being a stranger.
I understand, Mordecai. I
We're
don't
all
hold it
from
against
different
you.
places, and clearly of different opinions. So, that's it now. And, well, if you're not done pointing fingers, you may continue to point them. I am turning the ship around.
That's fine. Do what you must.
What'd you
In the
say?
end,
Out of character. What'd you say?
I said that's fine. Do what you must.
Gareth, we ended up with our lives and with some treasure. So don't give Mordecai too hard of a time. Because we went along with it ultimately.
He just shrugs and just goes to his little area.
You go to your own captain's den.
Yep.
Mordecai just kind of sets his jaw and just stares straight ahead, focuses on his task.
All right. So your group is, I assume, in
Yes.
agreement to go back to Baine's Isle then?
Yep.
Okay.
That's where I'm heading, or at least where I think I'm heading. If I need Frost guidance, then so be it.
You are going to need Vrost guidance, friend. Vrost, roll me notice, and Mordecai, roll me crafts.
We have a compass though, right?
You
wait, we haven't been given that yet?
You haven't been given that yet.
We will get it though.
That's why Vrost went along with.
Hmm.
Okay. You rise your ship back into the upper sky and work towards getting some semblance of bearings. Frost, knowing what you know and knowing kind of how the island moves and where you guys like to go to certain locations, you end up taking refuge over just past the Ixanes. And your crew ends up going here. Just past the Dark Rift and past the Ixanes itself. There's a little bit of a safe haven that you guys go to. And it's right about here is where you'll find Baine's Isle. It takes you a bit of time. You guys sail for well into the evening, into much later into the night. And it takes some bit of travel. You know, at first you were being aided by the train itself. Your crew takes a bit of shifts piloting towards this upper area where just past Valua, or just past Ixa, off of Valuan territory.
Oh, well, how long of a trip is it?
I would say it's about like a solid day's trip. Like you can traverse. Actually, if you're going past Ixa, you rode. 1, 2. Let's say each square. 2 squares is a day. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I would say like it'd be a day and a half.
Okay.
It takes you a day and a half to get over towards this upper area. The crew kind of works things over, thinks about the endeavor, the travel. You rest up, take your shifts, you pass the moons, you actually go over the isles itself, and Delash, you see Blip, Blip? Or
Is it Bip or Blip? L or no?
Bip or Blip?
It's Bip.
Bip. You see
Yes.
Bip kind of try and look over each of the islands, and it just keeps shrugging. It's kind of hits its head against the bit of the ship and like looks again. Hits its head against the bit of the ship, looks again. Yep, the clink clinks, clink clinks, and it looks over. To a little to no avail. Eventually, after this day and a half's travel, it's more afternoon time where you arise to Baine Isle.
Can we say over the course of travel, whenever I wasn't piloting or sleeping, I was tinkering with recovered tech, just trying to learn from it?
I will allow that. Roll me crafts, and I will think on that as you settle back into Baine Isle.
There's what makes this thing tick proc?
Yes.
So advantage means twice or +2?
+2.
8.
Okay. You get a general layout of how it's integrated, or how it was integrated into the train. You see the power source, you see kind of the panels, and get a overall essence of how you could potentially use this, but you don't really understand from a lore standpoint of what it was used for.
I'd like to go out on a limb and also say that, like, I'm probably focusing a little bit more on the purple one because if I remember correctly, Eris mentioned if we get another one of these, it would help us.
Correct.
So, in the privacy of whatever craft chamber I have here, I'm paying a little extra attention to that.
Not a problem. Is anyone else doing anything before you get to the Isle? Did you have any personal matters that you wanted to look over or think about? Gareth, Frost, Delashi. Okay, no for Gareth.
I believe I'm good.
All right. Frost, anything on your standpoint?
When give it some downtime, Ross is gonna play with his guns, try to tweak them a bit, get a little more bang for his buck.
Done deal. Your group eventually makes its way back to Baine Isle, docking the ship at its ports. You notice that it is actually using the winds from the Dark Rift to kind of change a bit of the layout of the island itself. Restructuring a bit of the topography. Charging something, it seems. There's some turbines. Vrost, you know this. There's they've been working on some extra tech from the that they acquired from Valua. Aside from that, your group arrives. Iris is there to greet you. And he's like, "Oh, well, took a bit of time, but welcome back. How's your travels?" She looks to all of you.
Well, eventful. Productive.
Hey, and congrats, is the ship treating you nicely?
Could be faster.
I'll see what I can do.
As will I. But it's a good ship. Thank you.
Well, Vrost, I assume I'll have a status report on the mission?
I can tell you right now what happened.
All right.
Finding the thing wasn't a problem. It was getting on there. Each cart seemed to have something a little different. Plenty of magic all about. Seems like whatever spirits reside in like to go and play tricks on your eyes.
She takes some notes.
Was a strange individual aboard. We had a chance to see the circumstance where she was found, because old Mordecai here found her first.
What was the circumstances behind that?
We're going through the cards, seeing like there's Mordecai, you call it like what, a sleeping chamber?
Seemed to be some kind of cryogenic chamber. She appeared to be from a time long past, well preserved.
She definitely starts taking notes. And
The
you see...
entire cart, if I might interject for just a moment, the entire cart seemed to shift back and forth between time, almost. Certain cars would appear as you would expect them to after eons of service, and certain cars seem to be brand new, like we were transported back into the past.
Really?
But, Frost can take the rest from there.
Each cart sit there, played, like I said, tricks on the eyes, seem brand new, seem old. And almost sit there and flicker. I know looking at some of the windows of some of the carts, it almost show like a city landscape. And then like flicker back to the skies that we all...
Do you have any descriptions on the old city?
He gives them more of the minor details about it, you know, the little things that he saw looking out the window between the flickering and just like building style and any like notable features that he saw.
She takes note of it.
There was a point where we had encountered skeletons on board. Wasn't too much of a problem for the crew. They seemed to handle themselves pretty well. I mean, I got wrapped up because I was, you know, showboating once again.
Oh?
Yeah, I had to slap a skeleton with its own hand, man.
Well, you do have your flair.
I'm sorry I missed that.
there was a point where it seems that we were all in some sort of dream state. Each dream pertaining something about deep inside. I was involved with Lord Baine, and apparently he and some strangers on this elite crew, air quotes, took the monster, just had me and him left, and he was willing to show my face.
Wait,
Now,
so
knowing Lord Baine.
so this dream state, and she takes note of it. Did you all have dreams?
It appears so.
We did, yes.
Would you mind telling me about them, if you don't mind?
No.
Okay.
We've been trying to get Gareth to talk about it for the remainder of the trip, and whatever it was appears to be personal.
Well, is there anything I can do to perhaps get you to talk about it? I know it might be a touchy subject, but this is all fascinating, and anything that could pertain to any of this would be most helpful.
Ask the kid. Motions to Delashi.
Why you gotta call me a kid?
You're shorter than me.
Well, then call Mordecai a kid too.
So she asks those who are willing specifically about your dreams. Do you give her all the details, or are you withholding anything? And she says if you would like to answer them in private, you may answer them in private.
No.
Okay, so Gareth is withholding. Anyone else? She heard Vrost.
I have no issues talking about mine.
Okay.
I woke up in some sort of medical chamber. It was very honestly, it was a bit jarring at first. It reminded me of when I woke up in Valua for the first time. But there were ancient doctors, bioengineers, mechanics, all living about who seemed very enthusiastic that I had woken up and about my prosthetics. And the man who woke me up was of Nasir descent as well. And in an effort to reassure me, he pulled up his sleeve and showed me his own arm, and it was very advanced prosthetic. It's fascinating. So that immediately piqued my interest, and we talked as best we could. There was a bit of a language barrier, but some of the snippets I got between the moon speak. He said something about technology can be merged with nature. He told me, may the Temple of Pyron bless you. He mentioned something about processing the Silver Guardians. Sometimes sacrifice is the cost of progress, he mentioned.
Okay.
Glacia and Pyron, assuming Pyron meaning Old Nasir, the merger of the mind and body. Can only posit he means combining different aspects of magic and technology have better effects on certain... Anyway, and he also mentioned there is a power yet discovered, but to remend it before I could press him on it.
Huh.
It's just all very fascinating.
And she takes some notes down, and she has some potential insight. Well, I think maybe the power yet discovered has something to do with the moonstone crystal we found that my brother found. There are some scriptures and there are some hints about it, but it seems like most of it is lost to even older civilizations. There's only very vagrant fragments of it. The hints of potentially a seventh moon. And maybe with Glacia and Pyron, assuming that your trip too, it has to deal with spirits, lost souls, those who have passed. People who have passed. There are mergers and there are talks of the Glacis being guardians of the otherworldly spirits. they have spiritual mediums, people who either communicate with those who have passed on or those who would like just eternal rest. And I guess maybe a merger of the mind and body, and she kind of muddles to herself, and she's trying to piece it all together. And there's also a lot of information for her.
I have more detailed notes, and I also
Yes.
did a from memory sketch of some of the other prosthetics I saw there. I haven't.
Honestly, I would love to talk more on this, and this sounds like, honestly, a wonderful discovery.
I would say over a drink, but I'm reminded that you are not of age.
I can buy it for you.
A strange offer, but I will accept it.
And then she goes, she mentions to Ross and kind of wonders what to tell him, because it
So,
seems...
Ashi, did you want to mention your fever dream?
I was gonna, Mark, go ahead.
Oh,
See
sorry.
if she addresses me or not.
As far as for Vrost, and she asks what did her brother look like in the dream?
He goes through the different details about how like things weren't sitting right, how it seemed like things were a mismatch, and even his stature seems kind of off now that he looks back at it.
Okay. And she
All
takes note of it and is like, yes, Dalashi.
Have you seen him without a mask?
No, it is the highest honor of, like, we do not see him without a mask unless we have done either A, something truly great, B, we're literally dying, it's our last wish, or C, in very, very, very rare occasions where he needs to take it off.
She subtly nods at that.
So you haven't?
Have not seen his face.
I have to say, I am very impressed. We sat across the table from him and watched him eat, and he did it with the mask on. I'm still confounded.
He's like Kakashi.
Who?
Some wayward traveler who does stuff. Hey, thank you for the follow, Gartha. Thank you. And yes, Union suddenly Pyrulin.
Tilla knows. Mordecai. Who?
He's mastered in art, I would say.
Clearly.
And she looks to Dalashi and kind of glossing over her question, ends up asking, well, how about your dream? What was yours about?
It wasn't anything like Mordecai's. Much less interesting, with how he learned all of that information. Mine was just about my father. That's it.
And there wasn't anything in regards to just the room or anything else? Did your father tell you anything?
Not necessarily. It was more like a reunion than anything.
I hope it was a pleasant reunion then.
Thank you.
And then she looks to Gareth. And there's absolutely nothing I can do to convince you to tell me about your dream.
No, I don't wish to bring it up.
All right.
Your priorities.
And I will not pry any further. Honestly, this information is well enough alone. I am satisfied, and I would love to talk more. So, and then, Vrost, do you give the full report on the status of the train currently?
Yeah, full report, top to bottom, everything that we've encountered and recovered, and also about how that bitch took off in a ship that seemed like old technology, but it was insanely fast and yeah.
Ah. So was she a Sylvialite?
So she says.
That would definitely describe her ship. And she actually shows you all other drawings of other Sylvialite ships. Just potential hearsay of like either stories, people's old renditions of them seeing things. And actually two of the drawings catch your eye as being very similar. And she mentions that they were drawn by people who had ties to Valua.
Well, some of the characteristics of this one, and some of the characteristics of this one. Iris, could I ask you, call it a personal favor?
Yes.
If you hear any fresh stories about the ship that matches that description that I just gave you,
Yes.
toss them our way.
I can do.
Yeah. Of different minds of certain aspects of that endeavor, but I think we are all in agreement that it's not quite the end of it. So we'd like to catch back up with her.
I can assume so. I am sorry for the endeavors or the hardships that you all potentially have taken. Please, by all means, rest, recuperate, heal up. And I believe this, and she hands whoever wants to accept it, the compass. Honestly, the information is more than valuable. And I can work together, and we will also send a team to investigate the train further. And thank you. We know what to expect. We know what we might be able to gain. And I think my brother will be happy.
Well, whoever you send, make sure they have strong willpower.
This better make him happy after all that we went through.
Feel free to keep anything that you've obtained.
Oh, excellent. I was hoping to have more of a chance to think of what we found.
I'm sure we'll find more other things on the ship itself. Maybe this person of interest might pique my brother's eye or ear.
Well, if he wants us to go after her, we have a personal vendetta against her now.
She smirks a bit and is like, understood. By all means, partake of the isle and rest up. Do what you like. And that is that. Your mission is successful. You go back. You've now acquired the compass to lead you the log pose. I'll just say it's by its name in other series, to always find Baine Isle. So it will point you in the direction whenever you hold it out. So you will have a compass to guide you back wherever the isle may roam.
What'd you call it?
A log pose.
I've heard that name.
Yeah, it's the One Piece rendition of a compass.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Weebs.
Weaves.
Oh my.
So, Vrost, what do you think of our new associates?
To be honest, not a bad group of people. Definitely know how to keep their heads on the shoulders in times of crucial. Fuck it, I'll just say it straight up. The good people, I think I need to help them out a little bit more, mold them the right way. Hopefully we all find this bitch and put her down.
Oh, so I see your group has come together for another personal stake. Well, Vrost, feel free to go on whatever missions you'd like. If you want to stay with this group, by all means. Currently, there's... Well, my brother is busy with his new toy, so I don't know if we'll have a mission at the ready.
I know I need to go stop by our good old gunsmith. I gotta see if the problem solver's been prepared yet.
Oh. We shall
What
see
exactly is
indeed.
the problem solver?
Oh, problem solver is a thing of my own inspiration.
Really? You see Mordecai perk up. I would also like to retroactively throw out, once Mordecai was over his pissy pantsness on the initial outset of a trip, he did pester you a little bit, asking for details about those guns.
Oh, he would have been tight-lipped the whole ride home.
Wonderful, wonderful. So your group has a chance to recuperate. You've pretty much already well rested. There is... Your group will rest for the night. Take a bit in Baine Isle. Relax, talk with Lady Iris, cross notes. You'll spend a day at the Isle. We'll just kind of forward over to where your group enjoys meals, chats with other Baine members. Mordecai, if you'd like, you do notice that Elaine peruses around a bit.
Oh my god.
Once got thick.
Alright, Mordecai, you need a wingman?
That's from you.
What? Excuse me.
Wow.
You did very well as a wingman. Wow. Okay, Mordecai.
Forgive me. It's the feat is still fresh in my mind.
So a day will pass by on the Isle where you partake in its endeavors. Gareth, if you would like to brood and or socialize, your choice of a coin flip. Huh?
Would you...
Shut up, Tyler!
You're giving me the option to brew.
It's like 24/7, that's just default.
I'm muting.
It is there.
Do they have like a training ground type area?
They do have a training ground type area. It's actually closer towards Baine's personal plot of the Isle, but it's on the upper section. There's kind of like a large, vast area that's a training ground. You notice, as I said before, Baine Isle is broken into 3 parts: the lower docks, the middle research and development area, and then the upper housing as well as societal district. The upper district is broken into the area that you see before you, which is the houses, the inns, and then the main hall. Just past that is Iris's house, and then up at the top of the Isle is Baine's Manor. And then somewhere between Baine's Manor and the main hall, there's an open field of training ground. And if you would like to be there, then that is where you will be.
That's where he's gonna be, letting off some steam.
Let off as much steam as you wish. I would like everyone to roll me rapport.
Rapport?
Yes.
I'll have to want to get it. He says before tragic. Nope, we're good.
4, 5, 2. Ross, did you roll? No. There we go. Oh, God!
Oh!
Wow!
Oof.
Oof. Alright. Alright.
We get a big oof for Rost.
Is
Oof.
Ross just like drunk now?
Yeah, Ross, you actually have a day of drinking specifically with Fuck, who is it?
Steve?
Nope. Where is Baine Isle? You specifically have drinks with Isaac, and Isaac and you get plastered. And you actually end up destroying a bit of the inn. This will be remembered. And that is all I will say for that one.
But is it the first time?
No.
This will be remembered. As far as everyone
He
else,
goes out, he goes out.
I need to know from Mordecai and Delashi where you two are in particular. I know Gareth will be at the training grounds. And where are you two going to be?
Okay. At some point, I've probably met up with Iris if she's available to discuss the tech that I found both in this last mission and the mission prior.
That will be that. Your role will be hanging out with Iris and gaining rapport with Iris then.
I was gonna say during the evening, and I think it'd be funny if I walked into the bar escorting a lady, saw that shit happen, and go, maybe I'll walk through the park.
You can tack that on there, friend. Put that in shenanigans, please.
I will tack that on there.
Please write that specifically in shenanigans, what you want to tack on. Delashi, where are you going to be?
I would like to go get my clothes fixed, please.
Ah, so you're turning in that dagger then?
Yeah. I mean, do I have to turn it in?
I mean, if you want the favor, yes. If you would like to pay gold, that's a different story.
How much gold would it be?
I would say like 2-3 gold.
Okay, I'm gonna just pay with gold then.
Okay. Letting you off, giving you the gold option.
Dang.
And done deal. So, Mordecai, I will have a scene for you. And then, same for Gareth. Gareth, you're training by yourself and the rest of the crew are elsewhere. While you're training up at the training grounds, letting off steam, blowing off steam, Baine is going to be there as well.
Ooh.
Baine will also be practicing alongside. He'll keep his distance from you, but he will also he will take notice of you. And he is actually fastening a new blade. And you see it's completely black from hilt to end.
Alrighty. Interesting.
While you are practicing on as well, blowing off steam, doing stuff.
Do me last. I'll be right back. I'm listening.
Not a problem. While you're blowing off steam, you notice Baine is trying to learn new magics. You see him cast similar spells that you've learned within the Blue Moonstone, Revelis, Quicka, different things along those and to deft effects, to very apt effect. When you see him fashion this blade, something that you notice too, it's when it strikes and he's trying to learn this magic, a similar instance to what you saw before at the train happens, where the post or dummy that he is fighting completely lays flat and falls to the ground and is imprinting itself into the ground further and further with each swing.
So, like, a gravity?
Mm-hmm. If you would like to talk to Baine, you rolled well enough rapport. He's taken notice of you.
Senpai noticed me.
God damn it. And that is for you to decide if you would like to do. So if you want to talk to him, this is your moment.
I could possibly bring up just like, oh, that's a interesting blade I see there. I have yet to see one of that color. Might I ask what you used to make such a lovely blade?
Well, Gareth, was it, right?
Yes.
I used portions of the black moonstone crystal I retrieved. It seems, it's taken a shine to my new blade. I kind of feel some of the different source trying to talk to me, much like we've learned other magics. It's a little confusing, but give me some time. I'll work it.
I see that it actually seems to have a effect that we experience. Tyler, shut up!
Oh?
Have a similar effect of something that we had encountered on our mission. This sort of weighted, almost gravity-like. Might I ask, as a scholar myself, I'm always wishing to learn more. Would you mind if I implore as to what you used to entice this?
Well, it's... here. It's better if you see for yourself. And he holds the blade for you to wield.
Oh. Inwardly, Gareth, like a kid in a candy shop. Do I have to roll anything to, like, examine it or anything?
You can roll me lore.
That should be better. No.
Alright, if you would like to spend a fate point, friend.
Come on, I have...
And what are you using and how?
Hyper-focus.
Hyper-focus. So you're saying... Just tell me a little bit about how Gareth would work to better his knowledge for this. You're examining us.
He's gonna take it. He's gonna feel it. He's gonna look at the hand. He'll probably feel over himself, see if there's really any like runes or any engravings in it itself, because he remembers seeing sigils in the train cart as well, and from the slime, Marissa's slime kind of being near them as well.
Okay.
Maybe.
Reroll or add a +2. It is your choice.
Reroll. Yep.
Oof. All right. So I get to send you something.
Yes.
Gareth Private. There you go. You notice a sigil, and you see it a lot more clearly. The sigil that is on this blade. And then as you kind of feel it and work it over, you kind of almost see it fully in your mind, picturing how it would be laid out.
I didn't get it.
I'm sending it right now.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second, because my damn thing does not want to show. Oh wow, why is this... What? Alright, hold up. Hold for show. Alright, there's that. Oh wow, that is a lot of nonsense that got downloaded onto my files. Why? Why there, friend?
Well, if you stop downloading so much Tifa porn, it wouldn't be a problem now.
Wow! Wow! Time and place, friend. Time and place.
Yeah, here and now.
Not here and now. Wow there, friend. Jesus. Alright, hold up.
Exposed.
Wait, what did I miss?
Absolutely nothing. Don't worry about it.
No. What's going on?
Just roasting of Mark Gomez. That is all you missed. So nothing.
Oh man,
so
I
nothing,
missed that.
So nothing new.
We're just exposed to Mark for what he likes best.
Oh yeah. All right. So
I got my phone in front of me. I'm not afraid of you.
time and place, friend. Time and place. All right. So that is the sigil that you see. And you feel it too. And a word comes to your mind, and it's gravitas.
Is that the spell? Or is that the name of the sigil?
Who knows?
I should know.
You rolled very well, friend. But you are learning something you don't quite understand yet. And so Baine goes over it and is like, do you see it?
Yes, I see it. It's quite impressive.
Yep. There's talks about how a black moon might power the Dark Rift itself. There's hearsay. There's questionings about what type of power it is. But seems my endeavors were fruitful enough to have this. And he takes the blade back. I'm sorry that my condolences for it. Apparently whatever power was also used against you.
It is no trouble at all. But might I also notice that you were happening to practice blue magic? As you probably taken notice, that is one of my area expertises. Would you mind, to no offense, just one magic user from another, if I happen to help you?
Sure. Though... Alright. And he tries to gauge you a bit. You seemed very reserved at lunch before. What's with the change of heart now?
Just trying to keep my mind off of things.
Fair enough. Rough times?
You can say that.
Well then, let's blast away to our heart's content. And you both proceed to practice some magic together. And with that, I'm going to go over to Mordecai. And I'll give you a bit more in a bit, Gareth. Mordecai, you are talking with Lady Iris.
I'm back.
Oh, welcome back. What is it that you are like? She goes over the technology with you, and you both try to decipher the nature, the aspects, the essence of it all. She shows you her well of notes. Interested in what these could potentially be used for, and she's cross-referencing different tech. She actually brings over to you, there's a scholar by the name of Ilkamis, who has dived into technology within the body and soul.
What was it? How do you spell his name?
Ilkamis. I'll actually send you a link. He's actually a figure in Skies, if you do want to look it up that way. Actually, yeah, I'll just send you the link.
Okay.
He
He deals with technology, with dealing with the mind and body.
He deals with technology with the mind and body, but mostly healing, potions, salves. He's dived into a few different technological endeavors and works to those ends.
I certainly have the mind that technology is best used to heal people. So, if I could meet with this man, it would be of like minds. Does he reside here on the island?
Oh, no. He's somewhat of a hermit. He is kept very much to himself. He used to be a scholar within Valua itself, and then didn't like the way they were running things or using his research, so he left.
We would get along swimmingly.
And I will post it in character reference or character image. Actually,
Okay.
I can put in your private. Mordecai private. There you go. Copy and paste the link, friend. Alright, so she goes over the notes and looks over and says, okay, so it looks like these boxes were keeping people like rejuvenated, healthy. The spiritual purple moonstones were able to not only ward off negative energy, but also keep in positive energy.
These were the tech boxes?
Yes.
Okay.
These are the tech boxes. It looks like the red moonstone boxes were preserving the physical state. So, in conjunction with whatever was powering it, or maybe with whatever had happened at the time, you mentioned a calamity, correct?
Oh, yes.
Potentially the energy that was caused from said calamity rained moonstones down. That's how a lot of our current society has been floating. It's hit all of the different continents, different isles, and rose them up from the planet's surface.
So you believe these rains of destruction are what made our world
It reshaped the entire topography.
interesting?
And for whatever reason or another, the energies from that cascading down could have either jump-started or overpowered whatever was on that train into kind of time capsuling itself to where the technology of the red moonstone and purple moonstone worked in an overclocked power to preserve not only the physical form but also the spiritual form.
So, if I'm understanding it right, and I'm going to clarify, this train had elements of design from my eye, most of the different moon magics. Like, it seemed to be of a... Despite what the country's political state was, despite the state of the world, this was a neutral entity and was a joint project. So there were essences of red, purple, green, silver, whatever. All of them seem to be present on this. And so, do you think that's... I'm not sure how unique of a creation this is, but the very design of this train, the systems in play and how it worked together, whatever these rains of destruction did, whatever waves of energy came off that, has interacted with this train to produce what's happened to it and how we see it today?
I don't know if we can fully deduce the different types of technologies, because again, there's talks about war between each of the different nations, Pyron, Glacia, old ancient cities. That's why, well, within my research notes and with even the temple that we explored before, both of us actually, and she goes over your mission to that Sylvia Light ruin. There was talks about there for like a kind of doomsday plan. There was talks of the Sylvia Lights taking it upon themselves to wipe the slate clean.
So you think this cataclysm, these rains of destruction were caused by the Civilites?
I think so.
Interesting. I'm not sure I've heard that one before, but having seen the technology firsthand on many occasions, I have a hard time putting it past them. This is what fascinates me so about technology. It scares me so. In the right hands, it can, well, in any hands, it can change the world. It just depends on whose hands are guiding it, whether it's for the better or the worse.
Agreed.
It's a lot to take in. Do you feel like there's more to learn from this train?
I think. Sorry, I was also trying to get music set up too.
It's all good.
I think we might be able to discover more if we do take a look-see at the train once more. We'll send a party up to scavenge whatever might be left. But as far as these boxes are concerned, maybe they can be retooled. Maybe they can be fashioned in some sort. To what end? As far as we know within our current medium of technology, the Purple Moonstone box could potentially be used to harness or protect a spirit, a spiritual body. Maybe it could be used... And she looks over some notes. Maybe. And she looks over some. And you are certain that this box... Well, yes, it was with the trains. Were there anything specific about these wisps or these spirits that you noticed?
Oh. Dylan and Mordecai are having a hard time answering that one. DM, could you give me the physical description of them again?
Basically, the wisps were like lost souls.
Okay.
And they were kind of trapped there. But instead of passing on or like moving elsewhere, the nature of the box itself seems to have was supposed to give them a safe haven, a place to exist, and to allow them to re-exist.
I saved that.
There you go. So she, in turn, tries to say, like, well, perhaps this box could help you with ruins. They're, ghost stories. They're littered
I've seen
about
ghost stories at this point.
They're littered about almost every port or tavern. Maybe if you find another spirit or soul, you could use this box to either help them, aid them, or harness their power.
Now, I'm mulling over something that Eris said, and the others will have their opinion on it, but I actually do believe that she came from when she said she came from.
Understood.
And she mentioned in her parting words, where she was gloating on her victory and such, so on and so forth, that if we could get our hands on a second of these purple boxes, it would be very beneficial to us. I'm trying to remember her exact wording, but...
Iris will give you a little nod and help. Well,
what do you think could be accomplished if there was another one of these, is effectively what I'm asking.
What could be potentially accomplished with this is potentially finding the city of Glacis itself. There are runic structures that prevent anyone from entering or exiting the Icicle lands. Honestly, my brother has been once before, but he's only found nomadic tribes. And even he hasn't filled me in on the full details on that one. As far as I know, I think using these boxes with them in tandem being a part of that lost technology, maybe you could use them as kind of a gate or key to access those old lands.
So, if we found a second one or equivalent, it could effectively open up many doors for us. Interesting. I will ponder this. And this red one? What? If it were at your disposal, what would you use it for?
Well, honestly, I don't know what I would use it for. And she tries to think.
You said
The fool's errand in me would say I would try to use it to communicate with my lost loved ones.
a red Flintstone box?
Oh, sorry, the purple. Never mind. Go back to the red. Gloss over that.
Interesting.
The red moonstone. Well, I would try to use this to invigorate the physical form. I would try much of our red moonstone technology or red moonstone in general has to deal with the corporeal and physical, not corporeal. Scratch that. Physical plane, tangible form. So could be used for medicine, for healing, for as far as terms of like steroid boosting, I would say even, but not in negative assets to where like maybe if you trained under this or and she muddles a whole bunch of different ideas and it kind of gets lost.
So I could potentially install this on the ship and have a either it function as a sort of med bay or a. I'm trying to find the equivalent of basically how to say Vegeta's gravity training room in Dragon Ball Z.
Oh well, yes, you could technically use it as such. If you wanted to use it as before going out on a mission, maybe you wanted to. DM lingo, if maybe you wanted to increase one stat for the duration of a mission that is not above that is not above a 2, you could increase that stat, that as long as it's a physical trait or something other of the like.
Interesting.
You could probably use it as a meditation chamber almost.
I have ideas.
There we go. And she goes.
Iris, on this sheet of paper, if you could just reference some of the reliable metal working shops and junkyards and such.
Oh, for Baine Isle?
Yes.
Oh well, and she lists
places I can go.
2 of the shops.
There you go.
For you to go and check up in. Stop, Erica. I love you, girl. No. Down.
Are you talking to her or yourself?
Her. Woman. I'm gonna get back to your story in a second. All right.
Okay.
So, Lady Iris again, and so you work over there with her on that one. I'm going to put up some other music, and then we're going to continue this little endeavor.
I have tinkering ideas.
You have tinkering ideas. Well, there you go. I gave you a semi-hyperbolic time chamber. Well, less of a hyperbolic time chamber, more like the Vegeta recuperation pod.
It'll be something.
It'll be something DBZ related and bullshitty.
I was just trying to put it in terms that would be easy to understand. Okay. Oh my god.
I need... Actually, this will work. And C and V. Alright, now we're back to music time. Alright. So, Delashi. Over to you and then to Vrost.
Okay.
These are going to be a little on the quicker end.
That's fine.
But, Delashi, you make your way and you go and find these did I say it was a woman or did I say it was a man?
You said it was a woman, I believe.
A woman. You find an elderly woman, who there's mending fabrics and tending to different things. And you come over to her. She's over in the research development area because that's the whole kind of district where everything else is.
Mm-hmm.
And you go to get your clothes fixed. You pay her the gold, and over the course of the first, do you do this during the first day when you get back? And that's what you're doing. So over the course of the first day, she mends your clothes and sews back up the fabric back to the way it was.
Awesome.
And she says, well, these these holes seem oddly familiar.
Familiar from where?
I see. Did you like to get yourself into a bit of trouble?
Maybe just a little bit.
Well, I wish you luck. And she kind of nods at you and hands you back your clothing.
Thank you.
Would you like to interact with her further, or do you just take back your clothes?
Can you describe, like, the area? Or, like, am I inside her shop, or...
You are inside again, through the, give me 1 second.
Okay, that's fine.
Alright, damn. In the intersections of Baine Isle, I described a district, and this district was littered with shops and everything else. A Walmart district, if you'll ask.
Oh my gosh.
But not to that end, to where there are different shops, to there are different people peddling wares, and it's trading amongst the isle itself.
Okay.
Either people who go on their own different missions and bring back to the isle. So it's like I wouldn't say, it's kind of like a farmer's market, I would say. But her wares are in through a back kind of section, and kind of dug into the cave, you just see tapestries about, to where it's kind of it's almost a tent-like structure, but it's mostly overhanging the different fabrics that she uses, to where behind her is just this whole assortment of different types of sewing machines, kits, spinning wheels, all that such.
Okay.
And she has a large table that she just gives you back your clothing at.
Okay. Did I throw you off there a little bit?
No, you were fine.
I'd like to ask her a bit about what it's like living on the Isle.
Well, it's a life of, well, depending on how you work. It could be a life of leisure. It could be a life of adventure. It's depending on the families and people that you choose to align yourself with. Baine has brought a commodity of different cultures. There's people who find their own homes and their makings here. If you are against the Isle itself, you are quickly and thoroughly cast out, and so to speak. We've had various troublemakers, but it seems like we all have a good eye for lost souls and wanting just a place to belong.
Does seem like a nice haven for people like that.
Indeed.
Well, thank you for fixing my clothes, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you for inquiring. And then she gestures you out. Alrighty. So, now over to Vrost and your lovely -3 friend.
Ooh.
Whew. Man. Fire whiskey. It's something called the Devil's Brew. Oh, hey, Vrost. You gotta check out this other thing. Oh, yeah. It's a little disgusting, but I promise you, it's once you feel it, you just gotta feel it, and it hits you right on home. So Vrost, with his endeavor for that night, for that first night in, goes on a drinking spree and binge with Isaac, and these two get absolutely sloshed. To where Isaac's handing him weird as fuck concoctions. Some stuff that heals him, some stuff that poisons him, and then some stuff that just makes him feel like he's out of his body.
I'd like to let you know I've had a night just like this.
Perfect. They go on an experimental drinking trip.
Everyone in the apartment gets drunk enough that one person just grabs bottles and starts pouring.
Yep. It's literally that. And to where they saw the inn and like the tavern, and the normal guy who runs it was actually out on a mission. To where he actually said, hey, just do your own thing. Don't leave the place a mess when I get back. And Isaac's like, you know what? They trust us. Vrost, you and me, we're good. We got this. We're gonna have a fun time. And they just start pouring bottles off the shelves. And Isaac ends up accidentally slamming into a secret compartment to where they find other types of alcohol that's just in flasks made of skulls. And this is where they get into the most trouble.
Uh-oh.
Because it is a cascade of different crystalline skull-like vials that they just start pouring and mixing. Vrost, here are the images that flash through your head. First, you remember pouring a drink. Then you remember waking up at the inn and realizing, hey, you know what? No, I should be back at the tavern. And you slunk your way over back to the tavern, and you thought it was like over the course of a day. No, that was in the course of 5 minutes. You black out, go to somewhere else, they come right back to the tavern, and you see Isaac there is like, hey, wait, did you? Yeah, we did. All right, let's keep going. To where you pour more drinks. Again, you black out. All of a sudden you wake up, you and him are both stuck in a wall, and you're wondering what the hell the wall was made out of. You swore it was a bit of chocolate, and you almost try to eat the wall.
What?
And then you kind of get a splinter, and you're like, oh wait, no. This is... You pat around a bit. No, this is the tavern. Okay. And then you both
being that drunk.
pull yourself out and you go back into the tavern. Drink a few more drinks. The next thing you know, you see you're at the head of you're at the back of a cannon, and you see Isaac like, all right, just blow it off. It'll be fine. We got this.
Your camera angle is not helping the situation whatsoever.
We got this, Vrost. It'll be fine. And you think for a moment, nah, this shouldn't. What are we doing? We're renovating. That's what we're doing. We're renovating. We're helping the man. We're helping him with the thing.
Oh man.
And there's just a loud and you see that it's not the cannon, like the cannon doesn't fire, the cannon gets launched through a wall.
We're over here playing Skies of Arcadia, and Ross is over here playing Sea of fucking Thieves.
And so there wasn't a cannonball. Like you literally yeeted the cannon through a wall via some magic powder. It's at this same portion of time
Oh boy.
that Mordecai hears this loud crash in like the middle of like towards the night end, like late into the night, because you were coming back from Iris's and going back to the inn, and you just see the wall cave in to a side, and you see Elaine's kind of there, and you were escorting her back because you saw her. It was late at night, and you're like, "Hey, might I escort you home?" And you both just see a portion of cavern and cannon just blast through, and you see it's Vrost with Isaac. And Isaac is just slumped over with the cannon practically on top of him. And Vrost, looking like nothing's wrong, leaning up against a wall like, this guy is crazy. And he looks at you, and like, he kind of gives you a half wink, and you can tell he's clearly plaster drunk.
To be the point where Vrost would look at him, look at Mordecai, arms up, and Zoidberg out of there.
And
Good evening to you too.
And Vrost just leaves. And Isaac found his place to sleep for the night, with a cannon as a blanket.
I turned to Lane, and well, you know better than I do. Is this part of the course?
Elaine puts her hand to her face. And she looks over at Isaac. And she looks at you. She says, "Come here." And she starts ruffling through Isaac's pockets.
Oh.
And then she gives you some coin and takes some for herself. This is his damage report.
Oh, very well.
He just gave you hush money.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
He did. And then
Wait, so Elaine is telling me he just gave you hush money?
yeah, Elaine is saying
Okay.
Isaac gave
okay.
you hush money.
So he did. My lips are sealed, Isaac.
And I was like, you've acquired 5 gold.
Nice.
Well, we could have a pocket this and save it for next time, or we can go find a place to spend this and maybe get a drink. Not here.
She nods in suggestion, and you both leave.
Alright, I'm not going to bother adding that 5 gold. That's just getting spent.
Fair enough. Fair enough, friend. Alright, so that was everyone's evening. Vrost,
30 minutes later.
Vrost, you wake up on a chandelier. At the inn the rest of the crew is staying on. Everyone else, you've had a wonderful evening. I'm gonna go back once more for Gareth to finish off Gareth's evening, and then you'll all go back to the inn. Agreed?
Sounds good.
Done. Gareth, you and Baine end up doing a bit of combat practice well into the night. And to where...
Okay.
Huh?
Nothing.
You say that's gay?
Wow.
To basically where he's...
Gareth's over here like, it's Mr. Steal Your Boy.
Uh-huh.
He's basically like, all right, well, you're trying to show me Blue Moonstone magic. I do know well enough myself. We'll cross notes, and we'll just spar. We won't spar against each other, but we'll let off some steam in our own rights. And do you want to ask anything else of Baine? You find that he also is very apt in the knowledge of Blue Moonstone magic as well. You try to show him some spells, he shows that he knows and can accurately do them. It's a back and forth between you two about the culture of Blue Moonstone and the energies it provides.
Maybe ask him where he gets his knowledge of the Blue Moonstone from.
And he says, well, some stories told about me are true. I make it so this way I have my hands in all sorts of endeavors. I've told you before, I have different armaments and tech, or not tech, different armaments, yeah, just flat out armaments in regards to the different moonstones that are known. Fashion myself to be prepared and to travel the world.
Fair enough, never hurts a little bit of everything.
So what really brings you away from your home? If you don't mind me asking.
Wanting to know more about it?
Usually people who want to know more have a brighter glint in their eyes. You have more of a glint like... well, a glint like someone else I know. I'll just put it at that.
I guess you can say that glint has faded.
Who'd you lose?
Someone.
Oof!
Fair enough. You know, if you're wandering for secrets, just know some secrets are price. And he also he shows you something. Oh man. All right, well, yeah, I could say this over. He pulls back one of his sleeves, and he shows you that he also has a mechanical arm himself.
Ooh, damn boy.
Yeah, it's kind of.
You give up a lot chasing a dream.
Sometimes it'll even take a part of you, be it, physically or emotionally, as I say.
Feel like taking things back from the world that's taken from you?
Always, but has to be fair.
Equivalency. But honestly, and he kind of sits, not sits, but stands up. I find the idealism of equivalency to be laughable. Anything in this world can be great evil, and anything in this world can be great good. The prices are just what we put on them. This world doesn't have karma. This world doesn't have fate ordained by whatever magics. Yes, it has energies that allow us to do things, but they don't take from us. The very moonstones we use are conduits for what we grasp ourselves. If you're able to seek it, if you're able to find it, it's yours. The only equivalency is what you're willing to do. If you don't want to pay anything, make sure you don't have to. Just be prepared for it. That's how I view it.
Well, something will always have a price, no matter what it is. As I say, there's a yin to yang. Doesn't seem like it, but on my travels, everything is a consequence, everything is a balance, be it in nature or in life. That's how things must be.
Fair enough.
Even if it isn't fair.
You done anything with that silver moonstone you've found?
I guess you can say I'm trying to save it for something, right?
You know, Nah. Good luck. He walks off. And he kind of swings his sword a few more times, kind of looking at it. And gives you one more, on the way out, gives you a head bow, the Alphatoman style. And that'll be your night. So now the full group convenes for the next morning. Rested, wondering what to do next. A bit of technology from Mordecai's perspective. Delashi has their clothes fixed. And Vrost, as you all can see, waking up on the chandelier just outside of your rooms, overlooking a balcony.
So you got the best seat in the house.
So
What'd you say?
it's just a thumbs up.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he said sup, and I was like, oh my god.
You. Tell you what, if you get done here about to break your neck, I'll get you breakfast.
And he leaps off the chandelier onto the balcony.
Nah, you gotta roll something for that shit.
Roll me athletics,
Oh
friend.
my god, please do.
Roll me athletics to get off the balcony. Or get off the chandelier.
Considering he's completely plastered, shouldn't there be some kind of...
Negative effect?
Yes.
Hungover? You successfully get off the chandelier, but you faceplant to the ground.
Oof.
You don't take damage, but you definitely cause a bit more collateral.
How close to my chair does he land?
I would say a foot.
I reach over and casually, like, put 2 fingers on the side of his neck to check for a pulse. Alright. I'll put the breakfast over here, please.
Ha-ta-ta! Breakfast is served. A nice breakfast of bacon and eggs. Simple, well enough. Good to get you through the start. A few hard-boileds on the side.
Do you want water or a hair of a dog?
Ooh.
That is a hair of a dog. What are you talking about?
Just holds up one finger for option 1, please.
Alright. I imagine there's like a pitcher of water on the table. I'm just gonna pour a cup and set it in front of him.
Pitcher of water poured, settled on in.
I'm gonna take the cup.
Oh!
I'm gonna pour it on Frost.
Oh.
Frost gets the Jack Sparrow water wake up.
So,
He gets the sloppy pig wake up.
Why would you do that?
Mordecai just tries to give him a sympathetic look and shrugs. Captain's orders.
Oh my god.
Just kind of shakes himself like a wet dog.
Oh god, please don't.
What is that sloughing off of you? Is that...
That would be the water that your captain splashed on me.
no, mixed in with the water.
Probably whatever debauchery I got in last night.
Ugh,
remember a
debauchery is
thing.
all over my pants.
Well, you must have had a good night then.
I did,
Did
in
you,
fact.
Mordecai?
Roll for rapport.
I thought I already did.
You escorted, friend.
I had a 6, and if you want, I could put that one on wing on top of that for an 8. I don't know what number I need to fucking hit.
All right, friend. All right. Alrighty there, friend.
What you told me was, alright, yeah, you can tack that on, and I'm like, sick.
I did.
Yeah.
As your group,
It was a lovely night, as a matter of fact. Thank you. You could pick me up.
your group enjoys a bit of breakfast. There's some murmur and talk about. You've spent a day or two at Baine Isle, recuperating, figuring out stuff that you've gained, blowing off some steam, and getting a general sense of what you kind of should do next. I know our group, DM talking, I know our group wanted to have a mixture of freedom as well as story beats. So I will continue on that endeavor. I will give you 2 options for story beats, as well as if you'd like to free roam, you can free roam, as far as the map is concerned. You do have your endeavors into the Ixanes. There will be 2 missions that will be brought up to your group, and I'll continue that in just a moment. Sorry, I wanted to break character for one moment to address that, because I know we will be wrapping up in shortly. I wanted to make sure I had that. Your group enjoys breakfast. You hear murmurs. The isle itself is a little oddly quiet. There's less members of the Baine family that are about. You're served actually by Elaine, who's helping with a bit of the bar aspects.
Doesn't she run an item shop?
She does run an item shop.
Okay.
She seems to be pulling a bit other endeavors.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. What is your crew doing currently? Recovering still? Oh, recovering from a hangover. Captain, oh Captain, do you have any words or anything else for the rest of your crew members?
How was your night, Gareth?
Had a little one-on-one with Baine, and
Oh.
that.
How was that?
I'm gonna smack Mordecai across the head.
No, like, not even KT's tone. Was so spot on. You can take that on Mordecai if you do some shit. I'm just like, oh shit. Good night.
Better than Ross. What? I found what led to our problem on Ghost Train. Remember when we were so lovingly stuck to the floor?
Mm-hmm.
I want to pull out my journal that I normally and show them can I show them like a sketch of the sigil?
Show them the sigils, and you show. I will now post this in main then, for image references. I was waiting for this to be brought up. Bots, info and important stuff. Image reference.
I believe this is what was missing on
You see a black moonstone sigil. It has 7 points instead of the normal. Each moonstone has a sigil itself for each of the different moons. Give me 1 second. Nope, that's the wrong tab. I need you. There we go. Doop, boop, 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 boop. There are different sigils for each of the different moons. For green moonstone, it is a 1. There's 1 point on the circle. For purple moonstone, it is 2 points. For blue moonstone, it is 3. For red moonstone, it is 4. For yellow moonstone, it is 5. And then silver moonstone, there are 6. This is the discovery of a 7th black sigil.
So.
Very interesting. Did you tell him that we had experienced this ourselves?
I did.
What did he have to say about that?
He offered his condolences, but
Oh, that's nice.
it was on a blade that I noticed. Very impressive blade, I will say so. But it had the same effects once attacked onto a striking dummy. It was rather impressive, if I do say so.
You think that's he literally turned his new toy into a new toy?
Quite possible, but hopefully we don't have to fear for it.
Seems like a waste of potential to me, but impressive nonetheless.
It was.
Oh, what were you doing?
I was just finishing a statement. Go ahead.
Done deal. Iris once more walks over to the bar, or walks into the restaurant bar area establishment where you all are eating.
Sits down at the bar, orders a hard glass of apple juice.
No, it's chalky milk.
Give me that chalky milk.
Chocolate
Oh
milk.
my god.
Yeah, I think Iris would love chocolate milk, actually. To be honest.
I love her. She's so cute.
Iris comes over to your group, and you know what? Screw it. Yeah, she asks Elaine, chocolate milk. Has it
Shaken, not
right there.
stirred.
Shaken, not stirred. Goes over to your group.
It's a very refined glass of chocolate milk.
Well, I hope you all have had some good time to recuperate and recover. I tried to look into the matters of that ship or that person. We do have a few Baine members over in the Ixa looking into some things.
Excellent.
Unfortunately, there's a bit of trouble with the Lewins over in that area. They seem to be scouring for something of their own. And at the same time, actually, Baine walks into the establishment.
Oh.
Baine comes over and walks over to your group. Not really overhearing the conversation. He just looks at you all.
Give a nod.
Would you like a mission? More direct one.
A mission from the man himself. Intriguing.
He looks to the whole group.
I'm all ears.
And Iris is like... Iris tries to somewhat interject, and Baine's like...
Said Baine's like, what?
Baine looks over and he's like... Take my sister with you over to the Ixanes. There's some ruins there that we have found and would like to excavate a bit more. I'll look into this matter of that Sylvialite personally. I'll try to find her for you. Excavate these ruins. Bring back other stuff. Find stuff for yourself. There's some ancient technology that's there.
Question.
Yes.
What happens if you find her first? What do you intend to...
Well, if you
How do you
guys...
intend to proceed from there?
Well, she can come quietly, or she can come in a body bag.
Damn.
So... Well, it's informative. Suppose that's the kind of answer I expect from you.
I have some questions for her. I won't lie. I'm interested. I want to know more about what some ancient discoveries might have crossed her lips. Hopefully one way or another she'll talk. And you all seem to be in an endeavor to chase after this person. I'll give it my own research and look into it. If I don't find her by the time you're done with your mission, I'll at least give you a better prospect of where she could be. At the very least, that I'll make my own damn promise. Also, Delashi, you have your... I've completely glossed over this, but you also still have the balloon, don't you?
Yeah.
Is it out right now, or is it there?
Its name is Bip Mark.
Bip?
Yes, get it right.
Bip.
Currently, I would say yes. Bip is with me.
You
I
definitely...
don't have the bracelet on, though.
You don't have the bracelet on. You definitely see Baine stare at the slime balloon.
His name is Bip.
Really?
Yes.
Mordecai is trying to casually feed it a piece of egg and see if it eats.
Oh, it eats a piece of egg.
Oh.
It goes over to it and is like...
I would like to boot its snoot.
The snoop is boot. As you boop the snoot, it kind of ripples itself.
Ooh, that's pleasant.
Kind of like a pool.
That's interesting.
And Baine watches this exchange, is like... You...
I'd like to say this exchange happened while I was conversing with him. Just
Just casually.
kind of puts a hand up to his head.
You're telling me Iris wouldn't boop the snoot as well? Iris
Oh my
would
God.
definitely boop the snoot.
Iris will boop the snoot. Iris... and he also looks to Iris, is like... He also looks around. Alright, there's not that many people here. Okay. It is a wondrous creature. And he just kind of sits down and takes a bit of the meal and is like, alright, you people. I try to come in here. I try to just... Vrost. And he kind of looks over. Vrost, how hungover are you? Scale of 1 to 10.
13.
15?
13.
13. Vrost. We have found some special people.
Wow.
These special people have ears, no sitting before you.
You all...
With opinions of themselves.
You cannot insult Bip in front of me. I am offended.
You have a sentient creature that has a wonderful power about itself.
Yes.
And you're...
It also
Iris,
has a
you have
wonderful
no other
appetite
words
for
for
eggs.
this. And Iris is like, look, it's cute. Brother, just let them have this. It's like,
Have you not named yours?
No, I have not named mine.
Wow, I'm
Iris,
disappointed.
I need Iris to name it right now.
Did you not just... Did you... Did you not just say it's a sentient creature? Don't sentient creatures usually deserve names?
Exactly.
And he puts
Lord
two
Baine.
fingers to his brow. Vrost. Oh, did Vrost say something, or is Vrost passed out?
Ross may or may not have been sleeping on his eggs and bacon.
Oh yeah, saying Lord Baine.
Could I... What's the spell? Could I incrim Rost?
You can certainly incrim Vrost. In fact, I will give you I will compel you to incrim Vrost right now.
Don't worry, it's a buff.
Oh, it is a buff. Oh, but it will
You
work
think-
like you think.
You think?
This is whatever pours over is into shenanigans hour. All right, done. 2. Vrost, you feel a surge of physical energy, and as you say, Lord Baine, you kind of slam a fist on the table and break a portion of the table.
Oh my god.
Well then.
Well, I see respect is highly earned, even in a hungover stupor. And he kind of pats your back a little, Vrost. Yep. Well, this has been delightful. I don't know why. Anyway, if you want to go on a mission for me, be my guest. No. Baine is like, I don't know how to keep my composure around this like awkwardness. I'm out.
I want to say something.
Go ahead, Delashi. Say something if you will.
Delashi is like, Lord Ziblin Baine, the next time I see you, you better have named your slime.
And he just turns and looks at you. He's like, and why should...
Delashi does not make requests lightly. Delashi was almost captain.
Exactly.
Roll me rapport right now.
I'm just jumping at the chance to give Lord Baine some shit, if I'm honest.
Please do.
You said rapport?
Yes, roll rapport.
Wait, do I have to roll it too?
You have to roll rapport. No, not you, Mordecai. Delashi.
Oh.
Delashi's rolling rapport. You get a +1, Delashi. +1 for Mordecai assist.
Okay.
That is it.
I thought I legitimately.
Okay.
You have a 2. You have a 2.
Okay.
Baine glares at you.
Hold on. I want to activate babysitter and put my hand on Delashi's head and be like, you know, this kid's actually pretty smart. He's got a good head on his shoulder.
I will fight you.
Let's go. Let's
I have my
go.
camera on so bad because I'm like doing the hand placement, like I'm framing, like behold.
Will Smith to his wife.
You get an extra
Basically,
+1. You have a 3.
So that's a 3.
You have a 3.
Lord Ziblin Baine, I do believe you've been given homework.
I will consider a name, I guess.
Good.
You.
Hope it's exciting. Fluffy's a cop out.
No fluffies here.
I go back to eating my eggs and occasionally offering Bip.
I want to chime in real quick. This is total BSing, but just because Gareth said it get rude. I do believe it was a special ritual for Silverlights to name pupils. It was of the highest honor to give them a very noticeable name. Only the men of highest status were allowed such honors, so preferably a man such of your status would do such.
Through a mouthful of egg. Yeah, he's a little short. You should
Yep.
listen to him.
Definitely.
Baine retorts, and looking over your full group, none of you have claimed this one, so why have you named it?
It's the kids. Oh.
I do not see a bracelet on that wrist. Well, I don't see
Does
the
one need to put a collar on a
particular-
dog to include it in its family? Jesus. I will say though, Delashi, you might have a good point.
What do you think
That's a
those
fair point,
bracelets do? Baine's going to address you all very seriously right now.
Oh. Well, they likely exert some form of control over the damn thing.
Seems like it makes some kind of pact.
It's like a Pokeball.
He points at Delashi.
What's a Pokeball?
Baine points at Delashi, saying, and in assume of gesture incorrect. Now, why do you think such a pact might need to exist?
I didn't hear you. Can you repeat?
He goes, why do you think such a pact might need to exist? And he gestures towards your whole group. Hey, Frost, I'll give you extra points if you can say anything in your drunken stupor.
You're a drunken stupor.
Your hungover stupor.
Say you're a drunken.
Is this loud enough for you, Frost? These are claps of appreciation for a job well done. Frost, you successfully did a wonderful mission, and he claps.
I'll lean over to the wall. She always getting sassy now.
Just slide my hand in between his
Just
two
wait and
clapping
see what
hands.
And he repeats his question to the group. Why do you think such a pact exists?
Because it's probably very powerful and you need control of that leash, because Lord knows what this thing has the potential to do.
Something about our great power, great responsibility. Oh. Please. Elaine, these eggs are delicious. Thank you.
Elaine's like, yep, thank you. And Elaine just kind of hip checks a pot and is like, and done. Delash, did you say anything? Or I heard Mordecai and I heard Gareth. Were you just chiming in and agreeing with Gareth?
Me or
Yes.
yeah?
Okay.
Honestly, yeah. That's what I said.
All right. So, Sylvia Lights, creation, destruction. Why do you think? Yeah. And you get the feeling Baine prefers to answer in riddles and doesn't want to just give you shit.
Complicate things.
Don't even get.
Exactly. Delashi, hi. Am I sensing some anger here?
Speak plainly.
Oh, you've given me enough information. Sure.
I would think so.
Some think that the pact that the Sylvialites make with their creations allow them a bit more control over the creation aspect, to where, let's say, and he kind of looks at the group and eyes people specifically. Say if something was lost, maybe you can give up something in return. Should it be nurtured enough? And leaves it at that. Their deems.
Still speaking in riddles, I see.
It's not speaking in riddles.
That's his way of speaking in riddles.
That's not a riddle. It's a direct attack.
All depends on what they're used for.
I bet
Fair
someone was
enough.
listening last night.
Good ears. Good ears. With that being said, do with it what you will. It eats moonstones, so keep a healthy supply.
Well, before you take off in your mysterious way that you do, what in particular are you hoping to find out of these Ixanes ruins?
Specifically, I'm hoping to find a crystal.
A specific crystal or green crystals?
A specific green moonstone crystal. And perhaps a treasure I've been longing to collect. Either or will do it for me.
If you might have to elaborate a little bit more on that treasure.
The treasure I'm pulling up right now, specifically.
Oh, and hold the riddles.
Huh?
I said, oh, and hold the riddles.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Too early in the morning for that.
Assuming we're even going on this mission, I don't think Gareth.
bosses. Okay, Temple of Pyron, Temple of Risk. Nope. Rixus. There we go. That was what it was called. Well, there's a temple that's somewhat of a city of, well, some people think it's a city of gold. It's pronounced Rixis. Rixis. It's a hidden temple. You have to follow certain pathways, but should you find this lost temple, there are either two items I would require from it. One being a supposed green moonstone crystal that's compact. That is... You'll know it when you see it. It's supposedly hyper-refined. It's been compressed of many different moonstone crystals of the green lands themselves. Their supposed gem of the iris, so it's called. Secondly, treasure. Is it the one? No. Oh. Why are you not pulling up the damn thing? It is the golden mask. Oh, thank you. Fucking, that was the page I was looking for. Secondly, there's a golden mask. A mask of the Ixa. Or Max of Rixus. If you find this golden mask, those are the two things that I would require. Anything else, gems, crystals, weaponry, technology, yours. These are the only two things I require. If you can't find it, I'll do it myself. But I figure I'd give you the option to take on the endeavor.
And what, aside from whatever we can bring back ourselves, what can we expect to receive upon returning these treasures to you?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for what to expect from future missions. We are a newly formed crew, and this is our second job for you.
It is indeed. You've already got access to the Isle.
Mm-hmm.
And the Isle provides for those who seek refuge. In order for me to provide anything to any of you, I need to know what it is you're looking for. I have my own ideas, but I'd love to hear it from your mouths yourselves.
What do you think would be worth the trip, Captain?
I don't see why not.
He said, what do you think would be worth the trip?
I'm not listening, obviously.
No, you're fine. Basically, I will leave things at this moment because I think this would be a great opportunity for us to do some Discord talk. Should you guys want to do, we'll have a mission lined up for you. I have 3 things set up. You can choose whichever one you want to be. I'll be prepared for you to chase a freaking Sylvialite halfway across the continent.
Bitch fast.
Wicked fast.
My first roll looked good.
Your first roll was amazing and had me nervous. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I bet it did.
I already had, like, in the backgrounds, I had a few foresty areas ready to be like, all right, hey, here you go. We're going to fight. Done. Go. That would have been hell, but I would have made it work.
As a player and a DM, I'm so happy you managed to, like, have a villain pop up and get away. I love the idea of, like, a recurring pain in the ass.
Oh, yes.
So, Dylan is like, yes, sweet.
Some of you are
Mordecai's
like, nah,
like-
fuck it, they must die now. And I'm like,
Mordecai's conflicted, but Mordecai's like, this double-crossing motherfucker.
Yep. So your group has, if you would like to ask something of Baine, that is for your group to decide. He just stated it point blank. He has ideas what your crew might want, or what each of you individually wants, but he'd much prefer it to hear it from your mouths himself.
Well, perhaps we could chat on that over the Discord and the Facebook chat.
We will chat over that. There will be channels.
Winding down.
Baine Isle is yours to have shenanigans, fun times, interconnected talks, by all means. You have a moment of reprieve. Your next missions are on the table. You have a mission in the Ixa. You have a mission just traversing the lands themselves to try to search for Eris. Or for Iris, she didn't get a chance to butt it in too much. She is looking into a favor. There's a friend of hers, she didn't mention it yet, but there's a friend of hers that she would like to know that they are safe. They remain in the Ixa lands themselves, so it seems like this whole venture is going to be Ixa focused, so that'll be good.
Yeah, we can knock out a couple birds in one stone.
Mm-hmm. So she has a friend that she wants to make sure isn't taken in by Valua. That will be that mission from her. So there's your personal mission, there's a mission for Baine, it's for Ruins, and then there's a mission for Iris. So there you go. No matter what, they will all entail the lands of Ixa. So have fun with that.
Alright.
Sorry for dragging this out a bit too long.
This was a great session. We had a good time.
I was trying to... I knew this one was going to be more story heavy because we were wrapping up the end of the last bit, and I also wanted to throw in not only rewards but also the backstabbing, the betrayal.
But no, this had a lot of good beats in it.
Wonderful.
And it was a good one. A big round of applause for Mark.
Thank you,
Really
guys.
fucking hard to DM online.
And
We'll say it every time.
Also, daggers to Erica for all the distractions. I worked through them, but screw you.
It's great seeing you stream and watching your face. Oh man.
Erica was like, watch the camera. Like, he's gonna react. Watch his fucking face. That too. And you like got this big smile, and I'm like, oh shit.
I'm like, son of a bitch, pulling off the bullshit. So next time will be more heavy focused. I think we're going to get into a lot of combat, so prepare for that. There's a bunch of ideas. No matter what, I have them all streamlined more for the next session. This session, I apologize, I should have made it shorter because it was more of a setup point, but I hope you enjoyed it regardless.
Simply make a session shorter.
I was trying to keep it more compact because I knew it would be more dialogue heavy.
Yeah, it's all good. There are a lot of good moments.
Done deal. Well, you have a hatred for a newfound person. Some of you got to talk with Baine himself and connected a bit.
Mordecai got some. Yeah.
Mordecai got some. Mordecai got some sympathy swag.
What do you mean sympathy? Hold up.
You had a rough run-in with another gal. This gal's like, you know what? Nah, you need to pick me up. I'll show you a real woman.
Oh, okay.
Laid spice.
It's them redheads, man. It's them redheads. God damn it.
Mark over here is like,
got a new gun to go pick up.
Gary, Ross got a gun to pick up. So
Mark's over here like, yeah, you know that good role I said you could have this in? Yeah, that was a pity fuck.
I'm sorry, that's the Baine in me being like, I don't know if I want to give him that good of a
Doesn't
time.
matter, had sex.
But I hope you all had a fun time. I will actually have the world prepared for you next time. I will be blanket statement that we're gonna have a lot of fun next time. Expect some more combat and expect to have some stuff played off of each other.
In between, you and I can expect to have technical conversations about the ship itself and what I plan on doing with it before we leave.
Please do, because that would have helped immensely for the freaking chase. Because I would have been like, all right, I have her shit on the line, but we didn't get around to statting out your ship because you needed to fucking do this shit. I'm like,
That
wait,
is my bad.
no, and it's fine. I was preparing for ship including ship moments in future stuff. I already have a ship-on-ship battle, but I needed the stats and to figure out what the hell I was going to do for that. Because I'm like, frick, throw something new. Let's go to the map.
Crafts made sense.
Crafts made sense because I'm like, you're working the engine, you're pulling full force, you're adjusting the whole ship itself to go into its speed form. So yeah, in that endeavors, the ship on ship thing would have been very interesting if you had caught up. But yes, by all means, please, I implore you, the more you give me as far as
Tifa fan art?
No! That is distraction. I need less of that. It is welcomed, but I need less of it. Oh man, yeah, I called out. You're right, Chingonius. You're right.
Excuse me.
Oh man.
On that note, I'm gonna go and head off.
Go head off.
If there's any other tokens you want me to make, throw the art my way, and I will get on it.
I will definitely do. I also need to pick your brain about some of the Roll20 setups too, because I wanted to take advantage of retweaking it for the stream and whatnot. So whenever you're free, let me know, friend. All right, or I'll shoot you a message.
I'll shoot you. Shoot me a message or something. We'll chat.
All right, you two have a good night. If Delashi or whoever wants to stay to continue talking, I would love to talk a little more. I'm going to end the stream. You all have a fantastic night. I hope you enjoyed our shenaniganal fun times.
Yes.
The Lady Iris, or Eris, the Lady Iris helping our crew, and Eris, the mischievous Sylvia Light.
I'd like to also point out to anyone who's still watching who isn't part of this circle, Mark's been dangling Eris in front of me for 2 months now.
I've been dangling this character because I'm like, man, I really want to introduce a character who...
we were supposed to bump into her pre-stream in the first major dungeon we did. He's like, oh yeah, there was a medical room, and oh, you missed something.
Yeah,
and I'm
you missed some Sylvia Light.
And then he posted that image, and I'm like,
all right, you know what? I'm gonna rework it.
We were talking about how we were gonna incorporate Mordecai's flirtatiousness and stuff.
Yep.
Because I wanted that. I've never actually played a character who took that seriously. So I was like, okay, let's do this shit. And Mark's like, how would you feel about this? And he posted that picture, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, he's into that.
Oh,
I used it against
it. Was great. It was great.
So,
it was like, oh, you want to schmooze? Here you schmooze.
So now Mordecai's.
Also, did you?
Yeah,
she was really close to you, friend. Did you check any other effects that you might have had?
No. Okay. I'd imagine Mordecai would have checked at some point.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry. The only thing that she took was stuff that I already mentioned. It was the box, it was the crystals, and then it was the silver vial.
Wait, she took the purple box? Oh no.
No, the other box, the secondary
stole
red box.
It from me.
She took the secondary red box from Delashi.
Anyway, so Mordecai's sitting there like, yeah, Elaine's great. This is gonna be fun for however long it lasts. And Tillin's over here like, how is she going to betray me?
And Gareth is like, I trust no one. Never get my hopes up. I trust no one.
Oh,
Yeah.
when
like,
Gareth and fucking Frost were sitting there like, oh, I told you so. Like, you're literally just gonna like be on this weird ass train, see someone alive in a cryopod who's stuck here and do nothing about it.
Yes. Yes, we are. Thank you for asking.
It's bullshit.
To be fair, I would have had her if I was trying to extend her time with the group a bit more, but over the course of the week, I thought about it, and I'm like, no, you guys are going to ask too many questions.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, shit, she's too good of a resource. I'm like, no, I have to enact my plan sooner rather than later.
Mordecai would have peppered the fuck out of her questions, but like this bitch just woke up and like a hyperbolic time chamber.
Exactly. That's why I'm like. That's why last time I'm like,
a bunch of weirdos and said, "Yeah, you're not even in the right time zone." Like,
that's
so.
why...
Like Mordecai's like, "Okay, time and place. When we get back on the ship, I'll ask you questions. I'll ask what's relevant now."
Mm-hmm.
But then curiosity was gonna, kick into overdrive once we get back to the ship.
And I was working more along that line of, okay, hey, she quote unquote might not remember everything, or she's still trying to get her bearings straight, dodging questions, still Yep. So it was good. I was hoping Vrost or Gareth were going to interact with her a little more, but I'm happy at least Mordecai and Delashi interacted with her, because I wanted to establish her as that kind of trickster-esque. And I realized the hate runs deep. So, well noted. Yeah, Chingonius, that's how I am. I'm all over the place. You were absolutely right. And sometimes, like the session before, like last session, it worked perfectly. I was able to jump from person to person. This session, I'm like, fuck. What I originally had planned was to bring her back over to Baine Isle and her to cause more hijinks. But
get us in deep shit.
But yeah, I thought about the ramifications of that and ended up going back on that. Because I'm like, would Baine allow this to happen? No. Would she probably be marked for death? Probably.
Yeah, I was about to say, your overpowered Mr. McCool guy is going to have to just like, oh, well, she's dead.
It's like, I don't like you.
You're going to have to kill off your trickster.
I'm like, no, I want her to survive a bit longer.
Well, you play the gamble of you either make the trickster look really cool, or you undermine how cool your super dude is.
Mm-hmm. Baine has a place in the story. What some of you have slightly figured out, other of you is a mystery. So it'll be fun to see how he plays off of your group, as well as how now Elaine will play. Elaine. Eris. Eris will play off of your group. I have too many E's. E's, I's, and like, actually. I need to stop slurring all these damn names together.
Oh.
Iris, Elaine, Eris. The trifecta of fucking naming schemes.
Yeah, you did Iris and Eris, and I was like, ooh, that's tough.
Yep.
You did a good job, though. They're such different characters. It's like, okay.
Thank you. And, Eris's whole shtick is just supposed to be chaotic, and that's going to be fun to play that into the group.
No, yeah, she's definitely strikes me as chaotic neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Elfish.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So with that said, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you all for participating. I hope you all have a fantastic night and look forward to us next time. Remember, keep on being heroes. Bye.
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 Bye.